Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Welcome, everybody, to the latest edition of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, along with G. Bush, and eventually the empty chair replaced by Tyvis Powell. I'm Adam the Bull. We've got Mike, Anthony, and Steve on the other side of the glass, and plenty of topics to get into today. Obviously, we'll talk about the Browns. It wouldn't be a day without talking about the Browns, as miserable as they are. And, of course, we'll get to the Cavs here in just a second. It was funny because I'm driving in, and I put on my old buddy Baskin and Phelps there for a minute, and Phelps was not on today, so Tom Withers was filling in, and they got a call from an old-timer who was like, I was at the championship game in 1962.
You got to have that resume, right?
Right, of course.
You got to show your resume.
And he said, this Browns team reminds me of the early 90s Indians. And I'm thinking, what? Have we become that delusional as a fan base? He's like, we had Manny Ramirez, and we had blah, blah, blah. And we know all the guys.
I like your old man voice, by the way.
You like the old man voice?
Pretty good,
He said that the Browns.
They remind him of the early, like before they got good. You saw these young guys coming.
What is he talking about?
I have no idea. I guess he's excited about this year's draft where there are a few picks that are good. I don't know. But let's go to Mike for the first read.
Yeah, we'll dive into
I was trying to get that before, so we didn't see Tyvis run in.
Instead of doing a read real quick, we're going to talk Cavs to start the show. At 3 o'clock today, if you don't get enough Cavs talk on today's show, we're going to spend a good chunk of the show on the Cavs. Yeah. I'm going to do another live Cavs show with my buddy Justin Rowan at 3 o'clock, so you guys can tune into that.
By the way, here's what I've decided when it comes to the Cavs, okay? Because obviously you guys know how I feel about the Cavs, but everybody's decided that we got to pay attention to the regular season, right? So I am now going to treat regular season games as if they matter. Mm-hmm. So
you only doing that because you want to destroy them.
Now turn up.
That's it.
Now turn up.
Okay, that's the choice. They either don't matter or they do. And if we're going to say they matter, then they matter.
It is funny that the Twitter crash out
last night
the world
as we
was
know
worse
it.
than after the Indiana series. Like when they lost in the playoffs, even the crazy reactions to that weren't as bad as some of the crazy reactions.
What percentage of fans have heard of those two guys who started for the Celtics and got all those rebounds?
It got to be less than 5 because I only know one of them because he played for a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for
Are they rookies?
No, they've been in the. They're both.
Okay, I don't even know. Had you heard of either of those guys?
No,
I hadn't heard of either of them. They got like 40 rebounds.
Cato was on the Celtics last year. He's been in the league for a couple years.
But he didn't play for them last year, did he?
Second-round pick. I mean, he's on the bench, but no, didn't get any minutes. And then Josh Minott was a second-round pick in 2022 by Charlotte. He played in the G League for the last 2 years. Guys that should
Okay, so it wasn't just like me not being on top of it.
No.
These are random
relatively
dudes.
unknown guys. We'll talk Cavs in a sec.
Yeah.
Before we do that, Tyvis, it's a very special day for you.
You got a shout out.
It is. I wanted to give a special shout out to my lovely wife, Laurencia Powell. It's our 5-year anniversary right there. Look at that.
Oh.
So shout out to her for putting up with me for 5 years. And if your significant other don't look at you with disgust and regret, then the marriage ain't real.
Hey.
So that's how you know this is real.
Put that back up. I need that last photo.
That is funny.
This is the way she looked at Tyvis when I started suggesting all of them wedding vows.
Yeah.
And she looked at him just like this. I can't believe
Does she know you're bringing putting this picture up?
I already put it out there before, so she already know that it's been public knowledge.
Bro, that look is wild, bro.
Yeah. And you know what the sad thing is? When she gave me that look, it wasn't like she was mad at me.
Oh.
Like we was
it just looked like she was mad.
Yeah. I just snapped it at a time where she looked.
So what does it look like when she is mad?
But she's actually mad.
That's the thing. You don't never really want to get to
that. And you don't want to take a picture with. That's going to make her. If you take a picture in that moment, it's going to tick her off even more.
This is crazy, bro.
Oh man. All right, Mike. Well, happy anniversary to you guys.
What
are you guys doing?
There, Ty.
Nothing because we are.
Taking her out
I
for
have
dinner, or you?
It's a Halloween party that's going on in my that my friend is throwing that we taking the kids to.
All right.
So tomorrow we actually gonna catch like a lunch while the kids in school.
All right, very good.
That's good, man.
nice.
That's that. I like that. Low maintenance. That's low maintenance. You got to eat anyway, right?
Yeah. Catch a little lunch. I got some stuff I got to do for the Big Ten tomorrow at noon. So once I get done with that,
So you're gonna squeeze her in.
yeah.
We'll fit you in the schedule.
This week has been unbelievably busy for me. Like,
yeah?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sunday is the first day I get off.
Boy,
And, like,
Nice.
I've worked every day since the start of the season.
yeah.
I think I had like maybe 1 or 2 days off out of since August 31st till now. I had like 2 days off.
What, Labor Day.
No, I worked on Labor Day because that was the day before, the Saturday before that was the first game of the
was first
season,
for
so I had to come
college
and cover
football,
the
yeah.
Buckeyes. Yeah.
All right, Mike.
Let's dive into that
Yeah.
disgusting Cavaliers loss last night. After a quick word from FanDuel, guys, the NBA season is here, the NFL season is here, and FanDuel has an offer you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if that first $5 bet wins. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com/UCSS and download the FanDuel app today to get started.
Just a terrible effort, guys, last night by the Cavaliers. They get boat raced. And think about this. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but the Celtics, they have White and Pritchard are arguably they're like the two best outside shooters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Sam Hauser's the best shooter on the team.
Yes.
And he had
okay.
like
All right.
But he's just like a
threes.
spot up off the
Right,
bench
but
guy,
White
like,
and Pritchard are two of their best shooters.
Yes, absolutely.
And those guys both did nothing. They were terrible. From
White- 20 from beyond the arc.
Didn't
Yeah.
White finish with like 19?
Yeah, but he couldn't make a three.
Yeah, well.
They were, what, 5 for 20 from three is what you said?
Together, those two were 4 of 20 from 3.
4 of 20 from three, those two guys.
Well, we got
and the Cavs lost by 20 points.
Well, we shot 54 and made what? 12?
Cavs were 17 of
17?
52 from 3.
That's
52?
wild.
Like we
That
just,
is
it's like we
so-
completely gave up on just going to the cup. Like
It's
we
just-
Well,
shoot.
DeAndre Hunter and Mobley were awful.
I mean,
they were both
last
disgusting yesterday.
night I walked away because we knew I seen that Donovan was dealing with some left hamstring
yep.
tightness. He had 15 points in the first half, and I don't think he scored another
No.
bucket for the rest of the game. So
That is correct. He
I was-
started out the game 5 of 5 from 3.
yeah,
And then did not score a bucket after that.
yeah. So
I don't think he made a 2-pointer in the game, did he?
He did not. He was 5 of 12.
Oh,
5
yeah,
of 9
he didn't
from
score a
3.
bucket after that.
So
There you go.
I was sitting there, and my takeaway was, one, they need DG in situations like this. They need somebody else to be a facilitator and a guy that can create his own shot and get a bucket. That was missing. And two, I was just curious to why we just settle for threes so much. Like, I mean, I know that's what the NBA is becoming.
But you got to score in the paint.
That's what I'm saying.
They got
That's
two
my
7-footers. They can't
That's
score in the
my
paint.
point. Like, what is going on? Like, I get the Mobley is working on the outside jumper and stuff, but man, like,
This is
Jared can't get down there.
No.
Going strong.
Hey.
Like, what's up? Like,
Aren't they second from the bottom in points in the paint in the league?
No. They have the second fewest field goal attempts at the rim
Oh.
this season. The only team who averages fewer field goal attempts at the rim is Boston, who has completely designed their offensive game plan around shooting 63s a game.
And Boston was the worst worst rebounding team.
Yes.
And they killed the Cavs on the glass.
I
Killed them.
want all you guys to go first before I give you
Yeah,
some of
go
my
ahead.
thoughts,
Go
but
ahead, G.
I have a lot here.
They're terrible right now.
I hate to be the Duke and knee jerk here.
already 5 games in? Well, I guess we taking the regular season serious.
That's what we got to take it seriously.
If it was just a case of them missing shots, right? You know, they're getting good looks, right? Or Darius or somebody gets in foul trouble. To me, this is not that case. This is alarming because the thing that I'm looking at is still the physicality. When you say you take that many threes, right? My basketball coach used to always say, taking jumpers is the easy way out because you can always pull up and do a step back. You can always jack up a three, but it takes energy, effort, and want to get to the rim. Like it's a level of determination. It's a level of physicality and punishment that needs to be happening. And when you have guys that are shooting threes, I'm cool with that. But the old school adage is threes and layups and dunks, right? Threes, layups, and dunks. They've eliminated the layups and the dunks. And it's just threes.
Okay, they went to the cut. They ain't going as assertively as they should be.
I mean,
well, Mike just said they're second from the bottom.
They're not getting to the rack.
Yeah.
So to me, this is alarming about the way they're playing against the Boston Celtics and against the Knicks, because the Celtics and the Knicks are going to have coaches that are going to have them prepared, ready to attack certain things. And if the Cavs can't meet the challenge physically and getting beat on the boards, I've seen nothing new from Jared Allen. He's the same old.
Well,
we know
do that anyway.
This new Evan Mobley, I'm scared about, because at least Evan Mobley, you look at his field goal percentage last year. You know, he's shooting almost 60% from the field because he's getting the ball around the court. If he's shooting 5 to 10 threes a game and his field goal percentage ain't there, he's still sitting at 19.
That's sad.
You're at 19 points, and Donovan Mitchell missed most of the game. Was hampered with a hamstring.
Yeah.
Darius Garland is not playing. Max Strus is not playing. This is a game where you're supposed to be eating.
You got to take over.
You're supposed to be
at 32 last year.
32 and 15.
You know what's sad? It's, remember when we got eliminated to them in the playoffs 2 years ago?
Yep.
He had good games again. Going into this game, he wasn't nobody that I even worried, but I was like, oh, Mobley definitely going to ball out against them. Like, for sure.
Well, here's the thing, guys. So obviously it's early. You don't want to overdo it. But we were sold, like, once again the Cavs failed in the playoffs miserably. Last year was the worst. Of all their miserable failures in the playoffs, last year was the worst because it was the highest expectations, right? But what we were sold on when they didn't blow up the core, what we were sold on was two things: a better bench, which they will probably have once everybody's healthy, if everybody's healthy. Mm-hmm. And the other thing was sold on is that Evan Mobley becomes a superstar, because he's not a superstar. He's a very good player. He's an all-star. He'll be an all-star some years. He's a really good defensive player. Outside of Wemby, he's as good as anybody, right? But he's got to get next level. He's got to become a superstar. If he's a superstar, the Cavs, to me, are a legit championship contender. If he's not, they're not. And through 5 games, there's zero signs of a superstar to me. It's way too early. But this is the year. Even you, Mike, said it has to happen this year. Yeah. So far, there's no signs of it whatsoever. In fact, he looks like he's regressed so far.
I don't know if regression's the right word I'd use.
How about shot decision-making has regressed?
His shot diet's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good. He's taking.
Did you say shot diet?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's a shot diet, yeah.
I do like that, too.
I like that.
His shot diet is nowhere near it needs to be. I don't have the updated numbers since last night's game, so this was prior to last night. But for his career, the average distance from the bucket that Evan Mobley had taken a field goal at was 9.3 feet. This year it's 15.4.
Oh, my God.
It's a significant jump. Now, we wanted him to shoot more threes, right? Like, that was part of the evolution.
Not every shot.
But something I've noticed in the first 5 games of the season, and even in parts of last season, so this is more than just a 5-game sample size, is the opponent is more than willing to let Evan shoot threes. They say, Evan, even if you shoot 35, 36, 37%, that's okay with us. We're gonna let you take those. We are content with letting you take those. And the whole draw of Evan becoming more of a 3-point shooter was it gives them another space so that teams have to go out and cover, which opens up more space and keeps their free-flowing offense moving. It's not happening. And if he's just going to be a spot-up 37% shooter, I want him to get way closer to the bucket. He's only taken, before last night, once again I have to update these numbers after last night. NBA tracking data takes 24 hours to update, so don't have the numbers. He's only taken 11 shots through 4 games at the rim.
That's
11.
Crazy.
He's way too skilled, way too big, way too talented, way too coordinated not to be getting more shots at the rim via the drive or via play designs where the ball is intended to get to Evan down low.
I don't think he raised that number much yesterday.
Maybe 1 or 2, maybe.
Yeah.
And the other thing with Evan, and once again, 5 games, too small of a sample size. there were going to be growing pains as he becomes more of an initiator than the recipient of offense, right? No one expected it to be flawless right from the get-go, especially without Darius and Strus and Hunter in those first 2 games. But his handle, and G, you and I talked about this, his handle has not gotten tight enough to the point where he's consistently beating guys off the dribble.
Nope.
And if Evan's not consistently beating guys off the dribble and getting into the paint, that's when he relies on that mid-range jumper. And although he can make those mid-range jump shots, that's just not a shot I want any player outside of Kevin Durant taking 4, 5, 6 of a game.
You got to for that to be a viable part of your game. You got to shoot at a crazy percentage.
That's automatic.
60%.
Yeah,
That's automatic.
You know what I just heard you say? He still ain't got that dog in him. That's what.
Well, that's part of it.
Well, he's trying. To his credit, he's trying, and he's
he's
trying
being
to take
more
some
aggressive
shots that he
overall.
hasn't
Oh yeah, he
taken
being
in the past.
But he like getting the rebound coming up and not going to the paint. He getting the rebound coming up and pulling trade.
Like
He feels way too comfortable shooting jump shots right now, and I want to see him get down towards the rim and start playing downhill, because we even saw a couple drives against Detroit. He had a Euro step around Asar Thompson, who's a really good defender, and finished. Against New York in that first game on the ATO.
yeah.
Finished with the left hand through contact and won. Last night in transition, gets to the rim, does a little Euro step around Jaylen Brown and won. Like he's just too skilled. And some guys can't do what Evan does, right? Like Jared Allen will never have the ability to dribble into a pull-up jump shot. Evan has the ability, but you can't settle for those kind of things. And as an entire offense through 5 games, the Cavs have gotten way too complacent in isolations. They have gotten away from this free-flowing drive, kick, attack the rotation that we saw last year. That I know you want to discredit the regular season. That's fine. It was the most efficient offense the league has ever seen. They've gotten completely away from all those principles this year, Bull. And part of it's Darius is not here. Part of it's they're trying to force Evan to be more aggressive to figure out what he wants to do. But the results have not matched what we saw last year. And it's too early to say they've gotten completely away from it. We expected some growing pains. I didn't expect this. I'm very disappointed with the offense we've seen through 5 games.
I was talking to my dad the other night. Yeah, perfect sense.
Yeah.
I was talking to my dad last night, and he called me. You know, he only calls me for 1 or 2 reasons. Either somebody is doing something good or bad. And the Cavs was bad. He was, hey man, where's Evan Mobley out here? Him and DeAndre Hunter. They just jack your shots up. And we were sitting there talking. And I think one thing that we discount when it comes to basketball players or really good players, there's this thing that you can't quantify. There's this switch that goes off that they understand what type of time they on from game to game. What I mean by that is, in some games, you got to understand, it's this type of game. So it's a physical game, I'm going to get to the rack. This game, I got this little dude on me. I'm going to punish him down low. This game, these dudes is going under the screen. I'm flaring. I'm shooting jumpers today. And superstars have the innate ability and to understand what is needed in that moment and to deliver what's in the moment, not predetermine this is my game.
Good point.
Your game evolves, and that's what it is. It's like great quarterbacks. Great quarterbacks do that as well. They understand, okay, well, 225 can get it done today.
Yeah.
I ain't going to put it in harm's way.
We got to run the ball.
We got to run. Or, guess what? Hey, I need to throw for 3. I need to be a little more aggressive today because defense is struggling over there.
Right.
So these are the things that I'm alarmed with, because the only person who seems to have that is Donovan Mitchell.
That's it.
And you need multiple guys to play the up top dudes. Tyvis, you got to.
The only person that remotely outside of Donovan could be a DG, but like I said, he does facilitating it as well. I walked away saying, like, I wish he was playing in that game. What we lose by? It was
20.
Last night it was a 20 burger.
Was it? I thought that. Wait a minute, they made a comeback at it.
They cut it to
it was like
9,
They cut it down, and then late Boston made a couple
Boston
threes.
put
It
it
ended
away.
up the final score was 125.
I
The
didn't know
Cavs
the
had
final
chances
was-
there in the fourth quarter.
They
when
went
it was
cold,
like
4 minutes.
9.
Wait a minute.
They would turn it over.
I
They'd
cut
make,
the game off with like
got Larry
a
Nance
minute
chucking
and
up
40
threes.
to go. I promise you, it was like a 9-point game. So I said, okay,
Yeah.
20.
And by the way, Mike, I
they
take
laid it
exception. I know technically, letter of the law, you're like the Cavs was efficient, but when last year we used those statistics to make it seem like it was the best offensive team in the history of basketball, and that's just not right.
No, they weren't. It's just by one statistic.
Right, because the game has changed. The teams now play to those efficiency statistics. Whereas teams in the past didn't even have those statistics.
Right.
They didn't play to those things.
Right. I like.
So you're not an analytics guy.
No, you're right. He's playing.
I like analytics.
It's almost what you kind of the chicken or the egg. Like, are you playing to satisfy the analytics that say that you're a good offense, or are you just playing and saying this is effective on the court, they can't stop it, and we win games?
That's what you should
I hate to
be
rate
doing.
on your parade bowl, but you could actually find the offensive rating for every NBA team that ever played in the history of the world. Just a heads up.
Who said you couldn't?
Well, you said they're playing to these new it's not even really an analytic. It's points per 100 possessions is what it comes down to.
They didn't emphasize
like
it.
now obviously in terms of math, it makes sense to shoot threes because guys shoot threes.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then they weren't doing that
Where
way.
do you think the Cavs ranked through 5 games this year in offensive rating? This is the category where they
You
broke
mean within
the NBA
within
record.
the league, like where they rank 1 to 30?
Yeah, right now in the NBA right now.
26th?
Yeah, I'll say
A
something.
little better than that.
20th.
They're 17th.
Yeah.
Down 8.5 points per 100 possessions from where they were last season.
Not a surprise.
Which is a significant drop off.
And what about this though, McNuggets too? Somebody said it in the chat. I don't like the defensive intensity. I don't like it.
I don't like anything about
I don't
So,
like the
It
defensive
seemed like
intensity.
Boston won
Like, I
the
don't-
award last night.
Where's the ball? You said something that the Boston Celtics' whole offense is shooting threes.
Yep.
So how do you let them keep shooting threes?
Why
Well,
not run?
That's what they do, G. Like, they're going to shoot a ton of threes. The Cavs, 2 things real quick. And then we got Zach. And one I want to ask you guys about. They've changed, the Cavaliers have, their entire defensive philosophy. And I think in the long run, it will be better. Last year, they were super passive. Gee, how often did we get angry at them conceding switches big to little all the time, right?
Yep, all the time, yep.
They did not pick up anyone before the three-point line.
Nope.
They made a entire organizational change this season to start picking up at the half-court line. They are not conceding switches. They are not helping, or they're not supposed to help nearly as much as they were. They're saying, we're going to be physical. We're going to try and get you guys out of your offensive rhythm early. And that's going to take growing pains because right now,
Yeah, you're right.
they're asking all these guys who have not done this at an NBA level
Right.
to change how they're doing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm less worried about the defense than I am about the offense. I have more concerns on the offense.
I like what
I
you
do
said
think
there,
the defense will kind of get into a bit of a rhythm at some point. It has not been good. Do not get me wrong. It has not been good. But when you change everything schematically, there are going to be some growing pains.
Especially when you're picking up that far and you're
Yes.
not helping off. That means you got to be in shape. You got to have legs.
Exactly.
Yes.
The other thing, though, that I want to ask you guys about, and this is a legitimate issue. This is, if you're going to make anything, hey, I'm concerned about this through 5 games, it's the rebounding. They've been out rebounding
Yes,
in 4
they
to 5
have.
games.
Yep.
4 of the 5. They've had one good rebounding game. I want to read you a couple quotes from Kenny Atkinson about the rebounding. And once again, heading into last night, Boston was the worst rebounding team in basketball. The Cavs have 2 legit 7-footers who are significantly better than any big man that Celtics put on the floor. And I'm going to read you a couple quotes here, and I want you guys to take me inside the locker room. If a coach had said this to you, how you would have reacted. Kenny said, and I quote, "We did everything but fly a plane over the arena with banners saying, 'We have to rebound tonight.' Maybe next time we come to Boston, I'll actually buy a plane and do it." Next quote, "They dominated us from a physical standpoint. Credit them, they came out hungry and more aggressive. They had more energy. Usually when that happens, especially if you're playing on the road, if you can't match that, you end up taking 20 in the mug." And last one, "We got absolutely dominated on the boards. We didn't fix it. Those are energy things. They're physicality things. For some reason today, our energy level was super low in every phase, and their energy level was through the roof. Every 50-50 ball, they had 2 guys jumping for it. They got it. Every 50-50 rebound, they got it. It's fixable. We can do it when we lock in, but we are not being assertive. We're just kind of waiting for a rebound to happen. We are not being proactive. That's a focus and a mentality. We can do it. We've done it. We've proven we can do it, but we have to go back and lock in. Tonight was unacceptable."
Isn't
End
that
quote.
refreshing
That
to hear a coach
Thank you,
be
Coach.
honest
Thank you,
and
Coach.
give criticism? And if I'm a player on the Cavs, I got zero problem with anything he said there.
I mean, it's the truth.
Thank
Yeah.
you. This is a
As opposed to Kevin Stefanski's nonsense.
McNugget.
You know why you wouldn't have a problem with it? Because he probably went in the locker room and said that straight to your
Oh,
face.
absolutely.
That's why you wouldn't have a problem with it.
Tyvis, you play in the league, and when you're a fringe guy, you're a special teams guy, right? Mm-hmm. If you got an opportunity to play and you was on special teams and you act like you didn't want to be on special teams,
I'd be waved.
you be gone.
Yeah.
Jared Allen
Waving.
is a energy guy, a glorified. Let's get putbacks. Let's play defense intensity. I'm gonna do the small things.
Boy, that's what he has to be.
That's sitting directly on his shoulders when you say, as a center, and that's your job responsibility to bring it.
Yeah.
That your coach said 3 times it's a want-to thing.
Yeah.
And you've already said the lights is too bright. He's talking to you directly, dog. He's talking to you right
I think
directly.
that's at Mobley, too.
Yeah, it's at Mobley,
Yeah.
too. He's talking to your bigs. That's your
Yeah.
2 bigs right now.
You got to be better. Let's go.
We got to start playing High School Musical in the gym when he's playing. Turn him up.
Oh, stop. You're going to just say he's in.
We're all in this together.
All right, on that note, the time is singing. Let's bring in Zach Jackson.
Let's get Zach
Jared
Jackson on the
Allen
show,
in
guys.
the wings.
Zach Jackson is brought to us by Mazda.
He's on down. He's on down.
Mazda, one of our favorite sponsors here on UCSS. We love Mazda. It's for those who believe it's not just about playing the game. It's about redefining it, because these moments do more than win. They push what's possible, reminding us to go that extra yard, shift into that extra gear, and keep the game moving forward. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning, and just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to every Mazda. Mazda, move and be moved. Zach's with us, and Zach's going to play No Fence Riders with us after we do a little Q&A with Zach. We're thrilled to have the man, the myth, the legend, the one-line king, Zach Jackson.
You done started a trend. Now, if you try and come on the show, if you come on and you not playing No Fence Riders, we can't have you on no more. I need you on the record with some of this stuff. I like this, Zach.
Yeah. Long time no see there, Zach.
I need this every week. It's the same conversation.
What is your thoughts on AB skipping his press conference? Did you have a problem with that?
Right
yeah,
to
I
him.
mean, I don't like it. I mean, make a list of 25 issues I got with the team. It probably doesn't crack it, but it's a bad look. There's no other way around it, right? He's always done it this way.
Yeah.
He's the GM of the team. He didn't talk after the Isaiah Bond signing. He didn't talk after the Flacco trade. He didn't talk after they traded a corner at 11 o'clock at night, 3 days before a game. So now, okay, he's going to talk at the bye week like he always does. Okay, he's not.
Yeah. No.
Right? Like, if everything's a secret and you're winning games, then everything's a secret.
Right.
And it's our job to dig out some of those secrets.
Yeah.
But when everything's a secret and you're 2-6 for the second straight year, then, like, what's the secret? What's the secret sauce here, guys? You're spending more money than any team in the league.
Yeah, and losing more than any other team in the league.
Well, I'm going to follow it up with that. I was watching on 92.3 The Fan, and Mary Kay was on with Baskin and Phelps, and Dan Minigan was in. And they asked, like, we're confused, like, what's going on here? And she said that they made an organizational decision to make Kevin the spokesperson. Now, I don't remember that being in the protocol for the Browns. I remember AB doing it like this. So is this a thing that they came up with? Does Kevin know, like, he's going to answer the questions, or?
They made an organizational decision to draft Dylan Gabriel with a top 100 pick. That wasn't right either.
Ain't that the truth? I mean, that's not new news from Zach.
Oh, he coming in with that smoke ready. Let's go.
It's ridiculous. Is it frustrating when you hear Kenny Atkinson be so, like, honest? Or
I did hear that,
Yeah.
and I do watch obviously from afar with the Cavs. Yeah. Is it frustrating? Sure. I mean, sometimes we all look at each other and say, "Well, imagine if we were covering a different team that did things this way."
Yeah.
So, but we cover this team, and this is what it is.
And it's so annoying because, as you said, like, the Browns act as if they're smarter than everybody else, and yet they're the worst franchise. Maybe in all of sports, certainly in the conversation for worst franchise.
It's been embarrassing for decades, Bull. It has, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, look at this. How is this 6 years going to be remembered? It's going to be remembered as the Deshaun Watson era, the Deshaun Watson mistake, right?
Yeah.
People will remember 2020 was a weird year in life and in football.
Yeah.
They did it. This group came in and took the pieces and won for a while. And you're going to remember Flacco's magical month.
Yeah.
But mostly you're going to remember the Deshaun Watson failure and the fallout. And some of that fallout is wasting the career of Myles Garrett, who's this team's next Hall of Famer. Joel's got a Hall of Fame case. He probably doesn't make it. He's a guard that played on 2 winning teams.
Yeah.
Right, in 52 years.
Yeah.
Right? So it's going to be remembered for the Deshaun Watson failure, and it's just time for everybody to move on because 6 years is a long time, and new voices, new blood are needed. And like, you want to debate, like, what's Andrew Berry's resume? Well, it's Deshaun Watson and Dylan Gabriel. Okay, so it's time.
Man,
pretty
boy,
simple.
Boy, go ahead, Tyvis.
Are you saying that both of them, or just one or the other?
I mean, it's a layered discussion, but I do believe that it's probably time to move on from both of them. Yeah.
Well,
Do you think Kevin can win the locker room back?
Yeah, I don't know that Kevin's lost the locker room. I think obviously that the losing hurts, and I think that there are coaches out there certainly doing a better job than Kevin has done. Right?
Me and Tyvis was breaking down the film the other day, and I asked him.
Oh, it was nasty work.
It was nasty work.
Nasty work.
Ooh, nasty. I asked him to start the film before we did that. I said, hey, there's reports thinking about Tommy Rees play calling. He said, Tommy Rees has input on the offense right now. I don't think he's going to come in and be a genius. Your thoughts on whether they would switch to Tommy Rees, or would it even matter in the context of what they're doing?
I'm not sure what it would matter. I mean, I think you need to make a change, and I think that's what pushed them to rush the quarterback change that they made 4 weeks ago, right? But I don't know that it would matter, right? Like, when you look at Kevin's resume, he's played the cards. They changed defensive coordinators. They changed special teams coaches. They fired the offensive coordinator. Then they fired the next offensive coordinator. They changed Kevin's offense. Now they're supposedly back to Kevin's offense, and it's flopped, right? So, like, they've played these cards. The one constant has been Kevin and the wide receivers coach.
That's it. Which is amazing. The wide receiving, besides offensive line, is the worst position.
Right.
Group.
Speaking of nasty work.
Yeah. Do you have the frustrating thing is, I think we're all in agreement. It's time to move on from everybody in this organization. But I also have no faith that Jimmy Haslam's going to hire the right guy.
Sure. But I think that's a layer down the discussion. Now, look, none of this is simple. It's not as simple as bench the quarterback. It's not as simple as fire the coach. Right. And I do think we're past the point where so many people come into every game and just want their pound of flesh. They've decided it's Stefanski, it's Gabriel, it's Judy, it's whatever. And they're not wrong.
Right, yeah.
Right? So when they're not wrong, you look at it. If you really believe it inside that they need a new voice, that it's time to move on, and probably some not-so-nice guys after these two nice guys, then you can easily make the case and you'll find someone. But you never sit and say, look at the list of coaches on The Athletic or on Bleacher Report, whatever, and say that's a bad one. Like, the guy has to work out, right?
Right.
You as owners and whoever else is in on that decision have to believe in that guy and what he's going to bring, and he has to come make it work. And he has to make mistakes and learn from them, right? And so I'm not necessarily saying it's a negative that Kevin's played all those cards, because when you're the head coach, that's what you do. This idea worked, this didn't. This player worked, this didn't. You move along, you evolve.
Yeah.
But they've evolved into an offense that can't do anything.
Nothing.
And so the numbers don't lie for the second year in a row. The record and the stats, and just visually, it's as bad as they've ever been. And when they play next Sunday, you feel like the first two drives are going to be all right, and after that, they're not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, it is crazy.
With all that being said, do you think they ultimately will be fired? Because they act as if that's not the case.
They do act as if that's not the case. I think you have to act as if that's not the case. I do. Over the last few games, I have come to believe that that's the fact, because I just think the optics matter, right?
Yeah.
And it's the whole thing. It's what's Jackson Dart going to be doing? What's the Travis Hunter trade going to be doing? What's going to be available? What does the stadium look like in December? What does the offense look like in what did you? It's the whole thing, right? And so it might look different in 3 weeks from now. I'm not trying to say that it's a knee-jerk game-to-game thing, but I just think, as I've felt it from where I sit and in the way I feel it, I just think they're going to be left with no choice, because I don't think you can come back and say any faith in what these guys are doing. In a few good draft picks do not change that.
Nope.
Zach, you broke the internet it's about a few months ago, and one of the things that you said was
broke the internet.
He said, Dylan's not an NFL quarterback, and over that large period of the sample size, Dylan Gabriel went from the kid at Oregon, who we said maybe 6th, 7th round pick, got nice backup to
4th, 5th,
to the 3rd round and a supercomputer, and we need to figure out if he's a franchise guy. Like, were you sitting there this entire time just looking like, guys, we saw that?
Yeah, we knew. Right. Like, I knew of Dylan Gabriel's career, right? And when I go to the Senior Bowl every year, I'm studied up on as many players as I can be, but specifically the quarterbacks. Yeah. Because over the course of the 3 or 4 days that I'm there, you never know when you're going to get to interview these guys, so you got to be ready. So I walked in, Garrett, the first day in the stadium. I looked to my left, I looked to my right. The first guy coming out of the tunnel was Dylan Gabriel. I immediately never wrote a word or said a word about him for the next 4 months, because he was so small that there, to me, was no way in anybody's plan. And this is a 1.5-year plan, right? Mm-hmm. Because Deshaun was already failing. He played a great game in Baltimore in November of 23, but he was hurt. It was over. Yeah. It was over. So they had a 1.5 years to come up with this plan. And they got Kenny Pickett for a 5th-round pick. and Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round.
That was their plan, and it's a giant F, another giant F.
I need to look at
for
that
the organization.
A very small, little, just a little follow up to that. I sat here, me and Jason Lloyd, we was talking back and forth, and I said, "Well, Jason, look, man, yeah, people are like, oh, Shador's not ready to play." I said, "Well, just leave that to the side. Let's talk about what's going on with why would you draft or why would you use a pick on Kenny Pickett? Give him all those reps, and then when he pulls his hamstring, they trade him. You've invested the time, energy, and effort, and then why would you trade him? And you only got a 5th round pick for him, and then you get Flacco, and then you trade him. Like, I don't understand if they're telling us in the building that Shador's not ready. Well, fine. Well, why did you make these steps ahead of that to put you in a position where you got to answer to that?
The whole thing, right? Why trade Josh Dobbs 2 years ago, which forces DTR to play in the first month?
Yeah.
Like, the whole quarterback thing has been broken, right? And Garrett, there's no great exact answer for the way you ask that. Like, why did that go that way? I don't know. The theory was we're going to take shots. We've got Kenny Pickett. He's under contract. He doesn't cost us any money. We know what Joe Flacco is. We're going to give him one shot to recapture the magic. He doesn't cost us any money by quarter. Like, what Joe and Kenny were making together is half of what the Colts are paying Daniel Jones. Now, that was a hit.
Right.
But what I'm saying is quarterbacks cost big money. And the Browns painted themselves into this Watson corner to where they had to do it. But you're right. To make that trade and then pull the plug that quickly, and to not look at Dylan Gabriel and say, okay, we know what he's going to be, which is not much. If Dylan was a 5th or 6th round pick and played in November or December, you could say, hey, man, there's a lot to like about this kid. He's a backup. Gave him a shot. But to draft him where you draft him and put him in 4 games into the season and have this be the result, you can't be any surprised. Zero surprise. Because this is what it always was going to be. Because he does not have the physical ability to succeed in the NFL. And he never was.
It's crazy to use a top 100 pick.
And even their quotes about him will say that he's a good college quarterback.
Right.
And that's exactly what he was a good college quarterback.
I don't know. It seems so obvious. It's like these are smart guys. How do they continuously get it wrong? And that maybe
in this position.
Maybe it's
you
ever think that Kevin believes that he doesn't need the quote unquote superstar quarterback because he's done better, like Jacoby Brissett,
Keenum,
Phillip Walker. Like, he's done it with so many quarterbacks.
But
it's like they're not.
Jacoby
they're not like the top 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Kirk
but
Cousins
Jacoby
was
Brissett
never
is
like
the
a
only
top
one
5
you could argue has played his best football here.
What was their record
only
with Jacoby
one.
Brissett?
It wasn't any good.
Right.
Right. And Jacoby's played decently this year. And
If you take like the PFF quarterback numbers and lay them on a chart for over 6 years of Kevin with the Browns, Jacoby's are the best.
Is it really?
Yeah, Jacoby's are the best.
Even better than.
But they didn't win.
Yeah,
and it's remembered fondly because Njoku caught that one ball in traffic.
I remember
in the last game.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right?
I was literally in a bar with Anthony Lima when that happened.
Those are things you don't want to talk about.
Big shocker.
Since then, me and Anthony Lima are both married. He has a bunch of and he's at home and don't go out no more. That's how long ago that was, Tyvis.
And I'm sure he left without saying goodbye.
What year was
Ghost.
Jacoby Brissett was here, what,
22.
Yeah.
The day after they traded for Deshaun, they traded away Case Keenum and they signed Jacoby Brissett because he saved about $3 million. And they knew Jacoby would be the starter for however many games Deshaun was suspended for.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about one thing positive. Myles Garrett, like, you've watched a lot of football, Zach. The 5 sacks in one game, that's crazy.
He's amazing, yeah. And he gets in that groove and he's going to go get them.
Yeah.
So it's nuts. At the beginning of last year, or in January, I said, hey, this team has 2 off-season quests. Trade Myles Garrett and find a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm right. And Garrett, the day I said that, I was not trying to break the internet. I was giving my observation that I could not believe that they drafted this guy.
Yeah.
And like what I saw at the Senior Bowl is what I saw at the Senior Bowl. And on day 1 of rookie minicamp, I looked and I said, Shador looks like an NFL quarterback and Dylan Gabriel does not. And I had no idea it was going to be as controversial as it was.
Right, because
it shouldn't have been.
The marching orders were that he has to be great. Tyvis kept saying when we was watching films, he said, I'm looking for the throw. Let me see the throw. I have not seen it.
What's Dylan's most memorable play? Throwing the ball.
Safety.
I mean, the two.
That's
Safety.
Throwing that
I don't mean to be
That's going to be the most memorable one.
Yeah.
Like, what's his best?
The 2 touchdowns in London are pretty passes.
Yeah,
Last week, the touchdown last week's a great read.
Yeah.
Right?
The one to Njoku?
Right. Like the linebacker gets caught looking and he throws it right over his head. Mm-hmm. You know? But then they have 70 yards on the first drive and 113 and a half.
What do you think the Browns would have gotten for Myles Garrett had they traded him last offseason?
Probably not enough, which is part of the problem.
Okay.
Michael went for 2 1s and a player, a proven player.
Right.
I mean, Myles is 5 years older than Michael.
Right. He's better, but he's 5 years
So, like, but say you do that deal with Green Bay. So now you have the 16th pick, and then
Right.
next year you have the 30th pick. And then you get one player. You get either a young pass rusher from them or you get one of their young receivers. Right. Are you in a better spot?
No.
In quantity, you are, but in quality and really?
Yeah.
I mean, if you hit on them picks, yes.
Yes, if you hit on those picks.
But
They're hold up. Green Bay and Buffalo were the two realistic
it's
ones.
Miles, though.
Yeah, it's Miles. And Green Bay and Buffalo are the two realistic teams. So you're looking and saying that's going to be picked 28 to 32 for 2 years in a row.
Yeah. But by the time you're going to get good now with this team, is Myles Garrett still going to be good?
Sure. Well, they don't, he turns 30 in December.
Yeah.
Their whole, and this is probably right, like he's not a human being. Right.
Right, yeah.
2 more years minimum of Miles in his prime, and that's kind of what they're paying for. You're always paying on the back end of these NFL contracts.
Man.
When you trade a superstar, you very rarely ever get the value you need because you have to use that value in order to to get some back. Quincy Carey, shout out to him. He had an analogy. He said, if you go sell your car today, Tyvis, $6,000, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have $6,000 of free money. You have to invest that $6,000 on a brand new car and put some other money with it to get a dependable one.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you're going to use most of those assets to replace what you had, and it's not going to be. I mean, you think you could draft back-to-back Hall of Famers at defensive end?
No.
Oh, well,
No, but every time they play, people are like, well, a receiver, anybody but a defensive tackle at first. And these are the things that go on when you're losing, when it's not working. Their vision is Mason Graham is going to be at very least a solid player for a long time, and he's going to give us a strength on the defensive line. He's going to draw doubles or discourage people from doubling him. And this is and I get that the vision. Oof. I do think this group is separated from other Browns groups in that they have an idea of what they want it to look like, but they've had so many poor evaluations and poor moves that this is what it looks like. Because at some point, this is what it looks like.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? And when you're 2-6 for the second straight year, right, and you can't trade Miles now because of the dead cap, and Watson's cap number is $81 million for next year. Right, and if you cut him, it probably only goes up from there, depending on how you do those numbers.
Right.
Then it's like now you're another year down the road. This roster a year from now probably is worse than this one.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Whoa, dang, bro.
Yeah.
Out of 53 guys next year, half of them or more than half will be first and second year players.
The only way it's not worse is if
they have 14 rookies on this team.
Right, and you'll probably have 25 players that are first and second year next year.
Right.
And the only way the team's better is if you get a quarterback. If you hit it on quarterback.
So right now, who? All 5 offensive linemen: David Njoku, Jerome Ford, who's easily replaceable. Those guys are free agents, right?
Yeah.
Your top backup offensive lineman, Tevin Jenkins, free agent.
Yeah.
Shelby Harris, Alex Wright, 3-year veteran linebackers. Rayshawn Jenkins, who's playing well, right? Martin Emerson, who's hurt. They don't have the punter doesn't have a contract.
Yeah.
Oh,
they better not get rid of
it's really crazy. I mean,
all 5 offensive linemen.
Is Ronnie Hickman still under contract?
Ronnie Hickman is not under contract.
What?
He's restricted, but he wasn't drafted, so he's basically unrestricted. No, he's unrestricted because he wasn't drafted. You don't get anything in return.
Who is the third best non-rookie under contract next year? Is it Jerry Jeudy?
Garrett Ward and it would
Delpit.
JOK is under contract.
Okay, but that's going to
not.
play.
Yeah,
Delpit.
Third best guy who won't be a second year
non-rookie right now. Maybe it's Delpit. Because if you eliminate Fannin and Judkins, there's nobody on the offense that you're worried about keeping.
Judy's been horrible.
Why can't we see Malachi Corley?
Right, because he outplays the guys when he gets
He gets here for one play, big explosive play, jogs to the sideline, we'll never see him again. What is this about?
I'm going to ask the same question because I want to put it on top of this. I'm going to put it on top of this. I'm gonna go on silent boycott. If I hear one more person say this, I'm gonna jump in the middle of traffic. Not really.
Jeez.
But when I ask people, hey, what do you think about what timetable does Shedeur Sanders have to play? And they make up in their mind, oh, we can't put him possible. They'll ruin him. He'll be worse than ever. It'll be 35 sacks and touchdown, and he'll throw the ball away. It'll be unwatchable. I don't understand in what world you can imagine in your mind that it's okay to say, okay, well, he's the 32nd best quarterback. He's not really an NFL quarterback, but we don't even want to see this other guy play at all.
It's fair, but they've given him 0 reps. He's been here 6 months now, and they've given him 0 snaps with the number 1 offense. Through spring, through summer, through season. He's 1 snap away from going in the game. 1 turned ankle, 1 concussion check, 1 anything, and they won't give him a snap in practice.
That's
Garrett.
crazy.
So how do you expect him to succeed?
Right? But that's crazy. How is that?
But what if he did go in there and ball out? Would that make it more of an offense to
Kevin? It would just make,
He'd be done, huh?
Yeah.
I think so.
Look, we painted this situation where right now, this isn't exactly right, but this is a fair way to view it. It's Kevin and Dylan versus everyone.
Yeah.
Right? Because the more he doubles down on Dylan. Right, and it's not his fault. It's the GM's fault. Yeah. It's the receiver's fault. It's the but like that's what it is.
Yeah,
and that's how people are going to view it until much further notice.
All right, let's go to Fence Riders, Mike.
Yeah, let's do it. We're thrilled to have Zach sticking around for No Fence Riders with us. No Fence Riders today brought to us by Prize Picks. Every day we make decisions, but on Prize Picks, being right can actually get you paid. Don't miss the excitement of this football season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Playing Prize Picks is such a fun, simple way to add more excitement to your football Sundays. You just pick more or less on certain player projections, and you're in the game. Download the Prize Picks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNFL for $50 in lineups after you play your first 5. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. All right, guys, we're going to play No Fence Riders bi-week edition with the Athletics' Zach Jackson. We made special graphics just for Zach, so stay tuned. I haven't even seen these yet.
All right.
I'm thrilled to see him. The first No Fence Rider this bi-week.
Yeah, Mike gave me a 3-day tutorial.
All right, good.
Yes,
good.
Very simple. 2 texts we exchanged. Zach answered No Fence Riders before any of you guys did. So Zach, not even a full-time member of UCSS, is doing his diligence.
I got back to you like 15 minutes after
Zach,
you texted
literally
me.
15 seconds, and you'll see
All right.
why.
I got back to you like 15 seconds.
Yeah, Tyvis and I get back to you right away.
It's easy to say no for every answer, McNuggets.
Yeah.
Will the Browns win? No. 300 passers? No.
Listen, let's just say you guys know Zach well. You know Zach well.
Yeah.
All right, the first question was, will a Browns quarterback, did not say which one, but will a Browns quarterback throw for 300 yards in a game this season? It has not happened yet. We are struggling to get to 200. Let's see what the full-time UCSS panelists said. It was a dead-even split. 4 on the yes side. Myself, G, Bull, and Dustin said yes.
I think I said yes by mistake.
Well, get off the train then.
Sorry.
Get out. We don't want you over there.
We got to move Bull
Move
over.
him. Move him. Get him out of
Special
here.
graphic. This is the Zach Fence Rider graphic. Zach also said no.
Yeah.
Zach, why do you think that will not happen?
Because I watch the games mostly.
I screwed up when I said that one, Mike. I don't.
What is the most we've thrown in a game? Was it Joe Flacco?
Yeah.
It was 290 Flacco versus the Bengals.
Yeah.
And think.
Okay, what is Dylan's highest bid? Has he cracked 200?
210,
Yeah,
I think.
222 against the Steelers.
And he
On
had
52 attempts.
52 attempts.
Yeah,
52 attempts.
But if they would have caught the ball for Flacco, that would have been a 300 game.
Hey,
Then
listen.
we wouldn't be asking the
If
question.
Dylan Gabriel had thrown the ball 75 times, he might have had 300
That's
in that
sad.
game.
Well,
I mean, we gonna be down a lot. So
put the camera on me. Put the camera on me, like Tyvis say. Where the camera at? Get it over here. Where's the? I'm looking at this one.
There you go.
Let me tell you why, Tyvis.
He get in there and throw 300. It's done.
Let me tell you why.
Getting fired the next day.
Tyvis sees at least 2 plays a game where he's like, we be dogging Kevin, but that guy was open right here.
He was.
We know we hate his play calling, but that dude over there, if he just throw the ball to him, that's 40 yards right there.
That has been 2
If
times.
he
Will the guy catch it?
We don't know about that.
So the one play was remember Dylan threw the ball to Isaiah Bond on the sideline and he caught it and fell out of bounds. Dude hit him in the air and he fell out of bounds. If he threw that ball right out of the break
Yeah.
It might have been a touchdown. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He couldn't see it though.
That's
It
what
was
we
just right
said.
there.
That's exactly what we said. He couldn't see
Remember
it.
that play where Isaiah Bond was wide open and Jay lost his mind and said he wasn't open? Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Against
screen.
Packers.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was Joe
The flea
Flacco.
flicker.
That was Joe Flacco.
Flacco, yeah.
I said, no, he's open right there. He was like, no, it's not. But I digress. I think there
That
will
was
be
still such a terrible take.
and
That was an all-time.
God.
I mean, it wasn't worse than cheesesteak yesterday.
What you say?
No, I thought.
Oh, you
listen,
didn't hear that?
Xavier people felt like I was right on that.
What did he say?
Oh, we'll bring it up for a second, Mike.
We asked that.
What did he
All right.
say?
I'm giving you a 120-second timer to
All right.
explain.
All right, go
I mean,
ahead.
come on.
Go ahead. Go. Take time.
I asked the question, would you rather have Kevin Stefanski and the Broncos roster or what's his name?
Sean Payton and the
Sean
Browns
Payton and the
roster.
Browns
In
roster.
this roster, I would take Stefanski and the Broncos roster.
I
Which I thought was a no-brainer.
I would too.
I said I would take this roster, and I would take what's his name?
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton, and I said I'm just saying it's not as close, it's not as far as a chasm with their roster.
I agree. I mean, just last December, the Browns had the Broncos down for 3.5 quarters before Jameis kept throwing.
But he still said he'd take the Browns and Broncos roster.
But I'm saying it's close. I got the best defensive player in the game.
Well, we weren't debating how close it was. We were debating what you'd rather do.
They have three receivers over 5'10".
Yeah.
They have a quarterback that's at least solid.
Yeah, he knows
Yeah.
what he's doing out there.
So, I mean, see, Zach minimized the damage.
me
They
give you
run
a-
the craziest take. I just want to get off the craziest take train.
Let me throw a little nibble out there. Week 18, the NFL has 2 games on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns playing for nothing with Shedeur Sanders against the Bengals playing for nothing. You don't think that hits Saturday at 4:30 for everybody to watch?
Of course.
Yeah.
That would hit.
Yeah.
Look, people, the Shedorians say they only want to see him to the Vegas because they want to go watch the game.
That's true.
They said no, we don't want to play it.
All right.
No, yeah,
Next one, Mike.
All right, our next Fence Rider question. Will Myles Garrett win the DPOY award this year? On FanDuel at this moment, he is second in the odds at plus 300. Micah
first?
Parsons is the favorite, plus 145. This one, another relatively even split. Earl, Jay, and Dustin said the award is Myles. Jason, Tyvis, G-Bull, myself said it will not go to Myles. And Zach said no.
It's hard when the team stinks.
That's what I
He's
said.
the best player, but
I agree. Like,
you know.
I feel like they.
Micah plays on Thanksgiving at 12:30.
Right,
2
right.
more Sunday night games.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I will throw a caveat here. If he breaks the
up?
all-time sack, the single-season sack record,
Oh, it's
they may give it to
done.
him.
Yeah.
Sure. And now he's in range.
And he's in range. Hey, he keep running off 5 like this. This is crazy. How many has he got now?
he's got 10.
He's
He's
gonna.
tied for the league lead.
He got 10.
He has
He's
10.
He got 10. Yeah,
tied.
he went from 5 to 10. Yeah, him and Brian Burns both have 10.
Yeah, another bad team.
Coming out of last Sunday.
Yeah, now usually Miles peaks at about 14-ish.
But Miles also takes
16's
the
his
last
career.
4 weeks off.
Miles does it as the season goes. His sack totals usually drop. We'll see if that doesn't
Yeah.
happen.
We're going to see Justin Fields next Sunday. Remember the game in 21 where Justin Fields is running away?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how many times has Justin Fields been caught from behind in his life? Like 2?
Yeah.
And a 270-pound defensive end gets him.
That was
Yeah.
it.
That was the 4.5 sack game, the record that he broke the other
Right,
day.
right. Yeah.
Justin Fields also takes a
Fields, that's
ton
right.
of sacks, so
Yeah.
there's a good chance.
He didn't
for
last
another
week, but the
big,
Bengals
big
don't have
game.
anybody to get to the quarterback.
All right, next no fence rider question. Will Kevin Stefanski be the head coach of the Browns in 2026? This was a dead even split, guys. The people who believe Stefanski will be back. Jay, Jason, Tyvis, and Dustin. Earl, G, Bull, and myself said no, which means Zach's the tiebreaker, and Zach said no.
Hardest one.
Yeah, that is hard.
It was hard.
I wanted to say no, but I feel like they gonna end up bringing it back again.
I think Zach's right. I think going into the season, at the beginning of the season, Jimmy was like, yeah, we're going to stay with the plan. We're going to stay with the plan because we didn't fire him last year. But if things keep going the way we think they're going to keep going, eventually we come to the point like, I can't trust you. This is 2 disastrous seasons in a row. The optics, he cares about those things.
Sure he does.
The most important thing he said, and I think it's true, is as this season progresses, it's becoming Kevin Stefanski and Dylan Gabriel versus everybody. And at one point, what happens when they go to Kevin and say, we want to make a change, and he says, if you want to make a change, you come do it yourself. And after that point, there was no coming back from that.
Right. You'll see as we go on in this segment that my answers are kind of correlated. Because if you get to a certain point with certain decisions, and Kevin already thinks he's in trouble, then he's going to say, I'm going to do it my way.
That's right.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
That's
You're going
right.
to fire me? Have you seen us play offense? You're going to fire me anyway.
Yeah. How many years he still got left? Do you remember offhand?
They never released exact details of but it was probably a 5-year extension, and this is year 2.
Oof. Well, Jimmy's no stranger to paying multiple coaches.
I mean, he got it.
The only other coach and GM that ever got extended here were Phil and Romeo, and they got fired the very next year. That was 17 years ago, and they didn't make it out of that season.
Didn't they extend Hugh Jackson and then fire him?
They did give a secret extension to Hugh Jackson. Which was probably more like just a raise.
You know?
Give you that money. Be cool.
Mm-hmm. All right, we talked about Stefanski. Let's talk about his partner in crime, Andrew Berry. Will Andrew Berry be the general manager, making the Browns' first-round draft pick in next April's draft? Another dead
It had to be the
split.
same answer, didn't it, for those two questions?
Nope.
What?
It is close to being the same answer. G's the flip-flopper. G this time says, yes, Berry's sticking around. And it's a 4-4
G and
split,
Jay
which
are both
means
out of their minds here. How do you not? Well, you fire one, you got to fire both.
Well, here's
Zach said no, by the way, in case you were wondering.
Here's what the only thing that strikes me as weird is
I
the
wanted
fact.
to be no, but I feel like it's gonna be
bye. Y'all can all go. You know how, whatever. But the thing that's weird is I'm seeing Andrew Berry move a little different. Like the fact that he made all these deals and trades and ain't even got an answer for them. Like that's weird to me. Like it's not like we had a clean sheet and everything was just we're in the bye, we're losing. No, he was making huge moves with the roster. So I'm thinking Jimmy had to sign off on you not saying nothing, bro. So it means like, do you have the ear of the king now? I mean, are you safe because you got Judkins?
The trades seem like a big deal, but ultimately you're talking about fringe players and fringe draft picks.
I mean, they traded the veteran quarterback that they were going to be a stopgap, so Shedeur Sanders never had to see the field.
To me, if you fire Kevin Stefanski and don't fire Andrew Berry, that's insane.
Do I have a problem if they move from both of them? No. Bye. Get out of here.
Any chance that happens, Zach?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that they're tied. I think probably they are, but there's just so many layers to this kind of decision, right? Yeah. And there was clearly a commitment that we're going to call last year what it was, and call the trade what it was. Mm-hmm. It's not that simple, but you could paint the case 9 months ago that it was a fresh start with a big asterisk.
Right.
And right now it looks and smells exactly the same. So it becomes a lot harder to paint that case as we go further in this season.
All right, next one, we got 2 left. This one I felt diabolical asking. I was trying to teeter with the right number on this one, and it's so comically low that we still got a dead even split. Will any Browns player finish the season with 750 or more receiving yards?
I went back and forth on this.
I did too.
How pathetic is that?
This I went so many times. This one was crazy.
I don't even remember what I said.
This one felt diabolical putting in there.
It was.
There were 9 total answers. 5 said yes, 4 said no. The 5 yeses who have faith that any Browns player will finish with 750 or more include Earl, J, Jason, Tyvis, and G, which means Bull, Dustin, myself, and the all-wise one, Zach Jackson.
No.
Said it will not happen. Tyvis, who do you think it'll be?
Harold Fanning. That's the best guess at getting it done.
And the only way that happens is if Njoku gets traded or hurt.
That's
right.
Harold Fanning is the only person remotely. What is he at, like 250?
He's at 352 right now, averaging 44 yards a game. He is not currently on pace to break.
What's he on pace for?
Just shy.
And that's the high on the team.
Yes.
He has 92 more yards than any other player on the team.
Yeah.
And, I think
that is pathetic.
I think down the stretch.
You mean to tell me Jerry Jeudy can't get 750, man?
Well,
by the way, how many yards rushing does Judkins have?
486.
So if he misses time, it's possible you could have a team with no 750 rusher and no 750.
He already missed time.
It's possible.
Right, missed one game. Now he might miss, who knows?
I want to ask Zach a question real quick. Zach, do you know who's second on the Browns in rushing right now?
Rushing? Malachi Corley.
Is your name Zach?
Yeah, look.
It has to be Malachi Corley, right?
He is technically 4th. Jerome Ford's second.
Okay.
Can you guess how many yards? Judkins has 486.
I know that 2 weeks ago when I did my trade article, Ford was averaging 3.7 per carry and 3.7 per reception. I know that. I don't know the exact raw number.
I'll say 46
since you
yards.
wrote that, Zach, both his yards per carry and yards per reception has gone down.
Yeah.
He's now averaging 3.5 per carry, 21 carries for 73 yards.
73.
And his yards per reception has gone down. He has 21 receptions for 76 yards.
Did you just say he got 73 yards on the season?
That is correct, Tyvis. That is second on the team.
They got all.
In fairness,
They all
They
got
gotta
it's not
go.
like he has
They
a lot
gotta
of
go.
That's
They
that
gotta
alone.
go.
That's that
They gotta
alone.
go.
I'm finished.
They
I'm
gotta
good.
go.
I'm
Well,
good.
here, let me ask you guys this before
That's
we get to our last
crazy.
one.
That's crazy.
You telling
Jerome
me-
Ford has 21 carries for 73 yards. Dylan Sampson has 28 carries for 51.
Malachi Corley
Yeah.
about caught them on one play.
Has 2 for
Yeah.
42.
Right. Malachi Curley had a 30-yard rush or
Are
22-yard
you
rush.
serious,
31.
Bull?
Yeah.
That's
Are you serious?
That's it's worse than I thought.
It is.
I'll send it to Mike for next week, but I just looked. Pro Football Focus has 126 receivers that have played enough to be considered like full-time or mostly full-time players. Judy, Bond, and Thrash all rank in the bottom 13 out of 126.
I'll one-up you on that, Zach.
And so the other guys are like number 4 receivers on bad offenses.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like Yoshivas is one of the ones that.
Right, yeah,
that-
yeah,
In
This is-
PFF
this is
receiving
tough to
grade, they're all in
one
the
up.
bottom 13.
But, Zach, ESPN has their receiver scores, right? They rank them in overall. They have 100 qualified. You ready for this?
This is deflated.
100 out of 100 is Jerry Jeudy. 98 out of 100 is Isaiah Bond.
And the thing is Isaiah
That's
Bond
it.
only has like 4 receptions or something, right?
Yeah.
Isaiah Bond on the season has 11 receptions for 100.
Okay, well, I remember 4.
Who's second on the Browns in receiving yards?
Njoku,
With
Yeah.
how many?
260.
What team has tight ends are 1 and 2? I wonder what the least amount of receiving yards for a receiver. I wonder what the record is
I can
in the
find
modern
that.
NFL.
I'll do that this afternoon.
Like
I'll
Jerry
send it
Jeudy
to
has
you.
how many yards receiving?
257,
So he's on pace for about 600.
Yeah.
give or take, yeah.
Has a team ever had a season where they didn't have a wide receiver with 600 yards? I'm sure it's happened, but
Yeah.
probably not often.
These are bottoming out. Like last year's point differential was worse than the year they didn't win a game. You know, it made Kevin have a winning or an overall losing record. Like
Yeah.
all of these things are in the numbers, but like
Right.
the results match them.
This is man. This
I
is.
got a side question. Do you believe that AB and Kevin really drafted Shador? Do you think that was a Jimmy pick?
I think it was probably mostly a Jimmy pick.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
because they just decided to take Dylan Gabriel.
Right.
And they were one of the vocal ones. They were like, when Shador didn't go on Thursday, there were teams putting it out there, like behind the scenes, like we're not going to be one. The Saints were the loudest, but the Browns were one of them saying, we are not in the Shador business. Just be prepared. We are not in the Shador business. And then they were on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because our final fence rider question before we bring in Bernie has to do with one, Shador Sanders. The question, and I like this one a lot, will Shador throw more touchdowns than Dylan over the final 9 games of the season? There are a couple different factors at play. You had to slice and dice how many games you think each would start and how well each would do. The people who said yes, Shador will throw more touchdowns than Dylan are Earl, Ty, G, and Bull. Jay,
I'm
Jason,
probably
myself, Dustin
out of my mind for this.
This is
but-
very racial.
said no,
of us,
and Zach,
too.
his final reveal.
You saying I'm
You guys
black?
want to take
Yes,
a guess?
you
what
are.
Zach- You want to take a guess what Zach said? It's his final reveal.
Oh, Zach said no.
Of course
100%.
no.
No.
Yes.
I don't think he's going to get the opportunity to.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get the out. I don't think he's going to get. I think Dylan's going to play more games, but I don't think Dylan's going to throw many touchdowns.
That's what I
Now, I
said.
don't think Shador's going to throw many touchdowns either. It could be like a 4-3 situation.
If Dylan plays 4 more games, he throws 4 or 5 more touchdowns. That leaves 4 or 5
Yeah, it's
games
gonna be
for
hard.
Shador to
That's kind
Dylan
of
has
wild.
the
Yeah.
Dylan has the advantage, and because he's the quarterback right now.
And you have to be hoping that at least if Dylan Gabriel is, if Shador Sanders gets in the game, hopefully he pulls the Jameis Winston trick that he pulled last year. You know what? I ain't even dealing with this. Hey, Ken Dorsey, go ahead and take over these play calls. I'm going to go over there and watch the field goal unit team or something. You got to hope Tommy Reese is the coordinator at that point, because then maybe they might, I don't know, maybe throw the ball, or he's going to throw, or they won't take him out if he throws the ball downfield, because that is coming.
Well, that was a happy bunch of questions. Zach, thanks for doing that with us.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you
we
soon.
love this. We love this. Next week we get Bernie on Fence Riders.
That's right. All right, we'll bring
That
Bernie
was
in
Zach
now.
Jackson. We're going to switch out Zach for Bernie after a quick word from Mazda.
say yes
For those who
to
believe
one
it's
thing.
not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it, because these moments do more than win. They push what's possible, reminding us to go that extra yard, shift into that extra gear, and keep the game moving forward. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning, and just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to every Mazda. Mazda, move and be moved. I know we talked a little Cavs earlier in the show. This afternoon at 3 o'clock, we will have another live edition of the Ultimate Cavaliers show. Jason Lloyd on vacation this week, so I'll be joined by my buddy Justin Rowan from the Chase Down podcast to talk all things Cavs. We're going to look at some of the early season concerns for Cleveland, figure out which ones are legit, which ones are just an early season hiccup, and I promise you, we will not be kind to those Cleveland Cavaliers. And with that, we got our quarterback in. What's up, Bernie?
Bernie,
Good to
how
be
are
with you guys this morning.
Yeah, how you feeling?
You know what? The last couple times I've been on, we've been a little too probably graphic with it and stuff. And
Okay.
I'd love to be able to say, hey, no, it's been super smooth since
Yeah.
then, but it actually amplified a little bit since. So
Yeah.
challenging weekend, and actually really focused now. You and me, G. Bush, have been talking about, but coming off of a procedure on Friday, and then going home and basically having a seizure, falling. Massive concussion again in that. So to be able to deal with that, and then to really not remember Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you know, was probably why I'm not as worked up and angry as you guys about the bad Browns game last weekend, because I don't really remember it. Okay.
You didn't miss much, man.
I know, I mean, so like I don't feel like I'm not sad. I'm sorry, Cleveland, because I lived, and the stuff we're doing and I'm pushing on is amazingly did a lot of it Monday afternoon, and albeit not healed, but to be able to pretend to be healthy and cognitively present and doing this, we're for sure getting you on this program now. So to see how it's just in a 36, 48 hours turned me into be able to, you know, bluff through stuff again and be somewhat cognitively present after something like that. It's really, really actually exciting in a narcissistic way to be able to see something that could really work almost right in front of my eyes in real time. And in concussions, your eyes, albeit they're open, they don't really work. So if you remember kind of the Mitch McConnell fencing with the midbrain paralysis where he did the 18-second.
Right.
I mean, look, my eyes are open.
Yeah.
You know, but there's times he didn't see anything and he couldn't talk, you know, and unfortunately that was happening so much. And man, to see it now in 3 days and if it dissipated already, it's like I'm not saying it to sell that, but man, if anybody's screwed like I was with this, and yesterday was National Stroke Day, all right? Like you don't have, when things like this happen, you don't have time to start your analysis. You need to have your analysis and your stuff done. So if I didn't have it in my freezer that I'm sending to you, okay, I wouldn't have been able to make it. You don't have time. Now you guys are a little younger, so you have time to, it maybe not happen as quick. We're trending later, bro, and it happens quicker, you know? And man, to be able to have a kind of a 9/11 lifesaver, you know, has just been saving for me. So thankful for it, but man, I have to share it. That's why I'm doing that Team Bernie with you and you guys now with that.
Bernie, on a much lighter note, well, it doesn't feel like with the Browns, but
Are the
really,
Browns that much of a lighter note?
well, no, it is, because it does put things in perspective, right? Like
Well,
your
yeah,
health
and you know what? Yeah, it does. And you know, from the Browns' perspective and
Yeah.
things in perspective, even with me and the stuff I'm saying, I was sitting at the hospital the other day in the transplant unit thinking I'm the worst person in the world. And the people were so sweet down there. They were all transplant candidates or needs too, and they were way worse than me. Like it was almost a joke I was saying about the sick Parkinson's dementia guy at the Dog Pound alumni reunion, still being one of the more cognitively fluid guys. So it's not to brag and show off at all anymore. I'm in survival mode, but it is to show you people after National Stroke Day, and for your mothers who have your sons who have a problem on the weekends, or like this, some extreme tragic stuff like what happened with Mason and a young man south of Canton, okay, and the paralysis stuff. You must be prepared with that stuff. And we'll think the doctors are and stuff, but they are not. You need to take care of yourself and be self-prepared. And right now, the Browns and the players need to be self-prepared.
They are not.
And the organization. And unfortunately, like even in the spot I'm in, I'm having to be really selfish to get myself healthy, and then I hope someone learns and could benefit, and I'm going to give that to you. Well, right now, this is it's not even Halloween yet, and where everybody's in preservation mode. You know, no matter what they say, they're in preservation mode. And I know we want to kind of get to the quarterbacks and to the offense and to the play calling and that. And give me some leeway on what comes out of my mouth and stuff, because of some of the stuff I'm going through. So I don't really have the lying gene in me right now. But from a player perspective and a coaching perspective, one unequivocal thing is that Kevin Stefanski can call plays, and he is not restricting the quarterback, okay? He is saving the quarterback as best possible right now on the offense. I'm just like I am victim or beneficiary of the people around me. Us quarterbacks and offenses absolutely are. And look at some of the questions you guys are doing with Zach. I mean, we're laughing at it, and I love Harold Fannin, but he's our leader in yards this year, maybe. And David Njoku, you know I love him, and they're talking to trading block with that. And there is no separation. I don't want to come and name names today and make people feel bad, and I'm bringing that upon myself and stuff. But if the quarterback doesn't have the tools around him, okay, there's hard and firm rules that he can't be successful. And then you could overcome sometimes some of the lack of separation from us DBs and being able to do that if you've got the Justin Aber, Dan Marino, okay, Josh Allen firearm where you could rocket it up. Because in the old school games of Don Shula, Bear Bryant, Paul Brown, they did this back scientifically, and versions of this still happen. But a 6 to 10-yard route is a 3-step drop, should be done in 1.3 to 1.7 seconds executed and stuff. A 10 to about 13-yard route should be done in 1.7 to 2.3 seconds. And it's now imperative on the 7-step or quick 5-step drop on the 16 to 22-yard intermediate throw that everyone is crucifying Kevin Stefanski for not calling and saying we're restricting the quarterback play and we're trying to hide his play, is what you must be able to execute in 2.7 to 3.2 seconds, okay? And that is a snap, catch, snap, plant, okay? And then throw. So I kind of judge, I've never really said this, but I really have judged quarterbacks in my whole life by my arm talent, okay? When I was playing here in Cleveland, especially the first 5 years, my arm talent was damn good. So that made me, but it was not Dan Marino, John Elway. I mean, I was, this 10, good enough 10. But that's good enough, okay? And yeah, a little harder, better is absolutely better, okay? But lower, okay? Now, instead of the 8-yard throw being 1.7, it's 1.76. And instead of that 18-yard, 20-yard intermediate throw being at 2.7, okay, it ends up being 3.35. And it's because also you can't always finesse the ball in there. The middle of the field must come hot. You don't need time. I'm going to whistle it right through your ear hole before you even have time to look back at the ball. But when I'm lollipopping it, it may just stick to your shoulder pad. Yeah. And then you may, you guys are athletic. You just paw it together. Yeah. Okay? But when I rip it through and it takes your ear off, it doesn't change and the guy catches it. And that's not happening. And it's not capable of happening. It's not even again, it's not to pick on anybody. I don't even believe it's possible. Okay, like the skinny post that Joe Flacco threw to Amari Cooper in his first game at the Rams. It's like, I know I've got a dementia guy with forgetfulness, and I see a Picasso-type throw from Joe doing that. Okay, that's 2.7 seconds, 2.6. Okay, if it was 2.78, it was intercepted, deflected, tipped up in the air, incomplete. Well, that's the delta. Okay, a delta of 0.2, a delta of 0.3 seconds makes it not even feasible to probably do, unless you trick them in a play action pass. Okay, and the linebackers come up. So, Kevin Stefanski, I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth because no one's told me this, but you have to protect your quarterback. Even if your quarterback, even at the end of my career when I was not as good as I should have been, I did not believe in myself. And when you believe in yourself, even if it's fake, okay, then you at least have a chance to do something with it, okay? And the belief of that, of trying to get them into the game, Mike Vrabel knew it. And it wasn't because Mike Vrabel was a coach here last year. Okay, that's Belichick, Saban, that's the NFL, okay? After a few multiple games like this, everybody, they know what I just said. Okay, that last 5 minutes of homily, everybody knows that now on film. So you know what you're going to get now. You know what you're going to get with that, and it's when Shador gets his chance, okay. The stuff that people were worried about, the galvanization, the personality of him, the way he galvanizes and does things uniquely, it's absolutely the only chance possible right now because it's too tough now. But that poor young man, it's not Halloween yet. Okay, so he has to stay alive through Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's Day, all right? And that ain't even the playoffs. So look, we won't even remember October 30th, okay, in a month. And I have an excuse, I have concussions. But the world will too. We'll move right past it. So I don't want you in 2 months for us to be, nail in a coffin in Shador, because it won't be his fault either.
So you're saying that when Shador gets his chance, we shouldn't write him off after 4 or 3, whatever the games is?
No, because all the same issues are still there, and they're probably going to get worse because we're going to trade guys.
Yeah, well,
okay. Yeah, and the guys are going to get hurt, and they don't come back at the end of the year when you're hurt and you're injured.
Do you think?
You know the game. You know the game.
Do you think that Shador could be a spark that helps the players play better?
So, yeah, but look at, he fires me up. I want to play better. I'm physically not good enough to beat you, okay? Those players aren't physically good enough to play the teams they're playing, all right? Look at the men that we are playing against, okay? You're not trying, okay? You can fire me up. You do fire me up. I want to fall. I'll run through a wall for him, okay? But look at me. I'm only gonna delay the guy killing you a couple seconds. And I'll only do that once because I'll be dead. Okay, so it's a personnel issue too.
So if you're thinking about it like this, you've laid out a plan here. You've laid out a story, and you're saying, listen, we don't have receivers to even get down the field to throw the ball in the timely fashion that we want to.
With a combination, I don't just crush the receivers, and I love the line. Their effort's so good. We could run block, we could get after them, but pass blocking is an issue.
So you saying
it's
receivers, offensive line. So what do you say to those who say, in next year's draft, we're going to package our picks and we're getting another quarterback?
Yeah, so we're going to have 6 months of trying not to commit suicide talking about that. Yeah. You guys got a daily segment. That's what we do in the 20th this century in Cleveland. We speculate on those scenarios. I was your guys' age, and now I'm the old man, and that's how your life gets lost. You'll do it every day.
And we haven't won the division since.
We haven't won since 1989. It's unbelievable. I want to talk in a nice way, in an empathetic spiritual healer that I really am. Okay, but that wasn't the dictator quarterback. Okay, it needs a player at times to be, and the coach is almost a general pattern. Okay, and again, I am all in on Kevin Stefanski, and we got to get off all the rhetoric on the play calling and his creativity and plays, and he won't give him a chance. He is masterfully. You have no idea how disastrously worse this could look if he'd have been calling those type plays that the world wanted to see the last 4 weeks. And look how sad we are with how it materialized.
Man.
All right, well, Bernie, feel well. Good to see you as always.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, let me give a shout out here. Okay, Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, and I am leaving here to go see the awesome, longest-serving U.S. Marshal in the United States, Pete Elliott, who's having his awesome service awards today for the Marshal service and all the great work that they do. And here we are talking about tough stuff, and what Pete and Ann Murphy did with getting Operation Safety Net, that they allowed me the honor of being with Amanda Berry and finding missing and trafficked kids, and getting the Attorney General awards from Merrick Garland and the White House was only because of Pete Elliott and their awesome work with the Marshal Service. So despite some of the things I talked about, there's no way I'm missing you. And in the words of Jimmy Johnson, somehow, some way, I will see you in 20 minutes, brother. You matter, guys. Thank you.
Bernie.
Thank you so much, Bernie. We love having you on here. Hope for the best as you continue your fight throughout all the treatment. Let's talk a little FanDuel real quick before we talk some Guardians here. The NBA season, that's here. The NFL, halfway through, and FanDuel has an offer for new customers you certainly don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can place a $5 bet and get $300 in bonus bets if that $5 bet wins. You heard me right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to download the FanDuel app today and get things started. All right, guys, we're going to talk Guardians here for a sec before we pivot back and talk a little
I'm talking about
NFL.
former Guardians.
Former Guardians, you're right.
Blue Jays got it done. Let's go. One win away.
Blue Jays have a 3-2 lead over the Dodgers. Some former Guardians are playing big-time roles for Toronto in this series, including Jimenez, Clement, Straw, and Shane Bieber.
I don't know that they... I don't know.
They're playing real roles.
They're playing a role. Some of those guys, but
we saw Josh Naylor in the ALCS with Seattle. He played a big role for Seattle's postseason run. They obviously came up just short in Game 7. Bull, I wanted to ask this question.
Yeah.
Had the Guardians been able to keep all those guys, and I know there's a lot of moving pieces that would have to happen for them to be able to keep all those players, but Naylor, Bieber, Jimenez, Straw, and Ernie Clement, who obviously has had success in Toronto but didn't have the success here. Had they been able to keep all those guys, Is there a chance we could be watching the Guardians against the Dodgers in the World
No.
Series right now, or did they have to leave to go have success elsewhere?
Come on, boy. You know
No,
that.
first of
Yeah,
all,
yep, mhm.
Miles Straw stinks. He stunk here. I'll give him credit. He had a serviceable year as a part-time player / backup, but he is what he is. He wouldn't have made any difference here. He was terrible here, so that wouldn't have mattered. Ernie Clement, he emerged this year, had a nice season. Would that have happened here? I don't know. Shane Bieber, he was hurt for most of the year. They traded him once they thought the season was over. Turns out it wasn't. So Shane Bieber could have
He would have played the biggest impact.
Bieber and Naylor's not in the World Series. Bieber and Naylor certainly would have helped. The other guys, no.
Andres Jimenez?
No, I mean, he had a terrible year. I mean, he didn't do anything. And I know he's a good fielder, but their problem wasn't fielding. Their problem was hitting. The pitching was good enough, so ultimately I don't think Bieber would have mattered. Would they be in the World Series if they had Josh Naylor? Probably not. Would they have been better? Would they had a better chance offensively? Yes.
I actually think yes. And the reason
You think they'd be in the World Series if they had Naylor?
Naylor and Bieber, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at your top three in your rotation, and he's been pitching well.
Yeah, but the pitching wasn't a problem.
But the pitching wasn't a problem, but it's still an added bonus because now our hitting can be worse, right? Because if our pitching is better, I can get a little less from my production. But your production would have went up because you would have had Naylor in the lineup. Especially given the fact that they brought up some of those other guys and he had a lot of power. The young guys were swinging with power. So, and definitely it helps out Ramirez having Naylor in the lineup.
I still think in the long run, having Slade Ciccone is going to be a positive. And they just need to replace Naylor, which they didn't do.
Yes.
They replaced him with Santana, which was a downgrade, and then they eventually cut him. So, no, there's not enough difference makers in that group for me. We all wanted Straw gone. We laughed that they took him. Most people thought, the Jimenez deal, they got Luis Ortiz, and right now that looks like a disaster because, not a disaster because Jimenez hasn't been any good offensively, but because Ortiz may never play again, they didn't get anything out of that deal. Naylor, I was not happy with that trade, obviously. But I had no problem trading Bieber at the time because we thought they had no chance to make the playoffs, and they had to win like every game for the final month to make it.
They did.
So if I'm just looking at it, like if you add those players, they obviously were on par with Detroit. They showed they were on par. So imagine,
but they wouldn't have been as good as the Blue Jays and the Mariners.
But if you take away Bieber and Jimenez and those dudes, they wouldn't put them.
The Blue Jays would have probably traded for another pitcher instead of Bieber, so you can't just take out Bieber.
Oh yeah, they would have had.
They might have had another starter who was also good. Who knows?
But the Blue
I just think in the end, listen, the Guardians would have been better off with Naylor, especially, no doubt. But the Guardians are not a good enough roster where they would likely have been. Could they have gone? Yeah, of course they could have.
Who did the Tigers lose to after they beat us? Seattle, right?
Yeah.
And then Seattle lost to the Blue Jays?
That's correct.
I don't think we would have went to the World Series.
Seattle wouldn't have had Naylor.
What that mean?
You saying if we take Naylor off Seattle, he was a big part of what Seattle did this year.
Right, but again, they probably would have made another deal also. They might have gotten somebody else.
The question has nothing to do with Naylor.
And if they had, and by the way, G, if the Guardians,
oh yeah, you're right.
The question has nothing to do with Naylor.
It's really not Naylor anyway.
You're right.
So
it's Toronto. You're right. If it's
Mike
Toronto
mentioned Naylor.
Okay,
the Toronto guys.
Nuggets threw me off the trail.
And by the way,
you threw me off the trail with that Naylor.
Naylor did play a significant role for another team's deep playoff success.
That's not what the question says.
If the Guardians had Naylor this year, they would have traded him at the deadline. If they were as bad, maybe they would have been a little better. Who knows?
Small reports they tried to trade.
It's silly, bro. It is what it is. The Blue Jays are not winning the World Series because of Jimenez, Straw. They're winning the World Series because of Vladimir Guerrero. Trey Savage.
Could you give real quick?
Yeah.
That man had 10
was
Ks.
unaware. He had 12 Ks last night.
Oh, 12.
12 Ks in 7
Tyvis
innings.
and G.
He's a
Don't chime in
rookie.
yet, and I'll let you fill in 1 sec.
Yeah.
Do you guys know this guy's story?
No.
G and Ty?
No.
Are you familiar, Bull?
I know he's a top pick.
His rise through the minors this year?
No, he started in A-ball.
This season, he
Yeah.
was in
Started
low
in
A-ball.
A-ball?
Yeah.
Imagine.
So he went to AA, AAA, and then
He was a top prospect, though, so it wasn't like he came out of nowhere. But
Wow, that's incredible.
he was their best pitching prospect, but he was in the low minors, and he shot through the system.
he went through every rank
and he's
in the
been
minors.
fantastic in the playoffs for them. You have his playoff statistics?
That's incredible. He
Yeah, you want
started
his
in
playoff
A.
stats?
Yeah. What's that, Mike?
You want his playoff stats?
Yeah, give us playoff stats.
Oh, he that
He
deep.
started 5 games in the postseason.
This includes yesterday?
Yes, he started 3 in the regular season. By the way,
Right, he only played 3.
started
yeah.
3. He started more postseason games in his career than regular season
Yeah.
games.
That's crazy.
He
That's
is
ridiculous.
3-1 in the playoffs with a 3.4 ERA, a 1.04 WHIP. In 26 innings, he has 39 strikeouts to just 10 walks. He's given up 17 hits and 10 earned runs.
Yeah, I think he had one bad appearance, didn't he? He had
one bad one. Yeah,
one bad game. But
4 has been awesome.
Last night was one of the most impressive pitching performances I've ever seen in my life. That was fun. I had the split screen on YouTube TV with the Blue Jays, Dodgers, and the Cavs game, and then when the Cavs game ended, I obviously put on the game, and man, it's so much fun watching it in 4K on Fox.
Yeah,
Oh my God!
I mean to ask you,
Yeah.
what's a complete game? Because this
That's when you pitch the whole game.
so Yamamoto has done that twice
I think so. Yeah,
in the playoffs, probably in the playoffs.
complete games when you pitch the whole game.
Okay,
And-
so that ain't got to do with like giving up the runs or no.
No,
hitters
that's a
and-
shutout. So if you pitch a shutout,
So he's pitched 9 innings the entire.
well, unless the
twice.
game, yes, or it could be more than that if you.
What?
if the
Yeah,
game goes
whatever.
10 innings.
Yes.
You pitch the entire game.
He
Complete,
did
complete
that
game.
twice.
the
Yes.
complete game record will never be broken.
No, the guys don't pitch complete.
That's what I'm about to
It
say.
was
Like
crazy.
that's why I'm like.
They're very
oh,
rare
wow.
these days. You Savage, though, 12 strikeouts, 3 hits, 1 run, 7 innings against that Dodger lineup at the top. What I love about this is everybody made it seem like the Dodgers are this unbeatable force. And the Dodgers were good in the regular season, not unbeatable. They played great in the first couple of rounds of the playoffs. I get it. They dominated. But now they're playing another very good team.
You know what?
And the Blue Jays have outplayed them in the series.
When
Speaking
the Blue Jays haven't won it since the 90s.
Yeah, they won it back-to-back years.
91,
was it
92.
Was it 91, 92, or 92, 93, Mike? I can't remember now.
Oh, the Braves.
The Blue Jays.
92, 90. I'll double check, but
And then the Twins win it after them.
With Puckett,
And
94.
When was the last time
Molitor.
we won it?
They won-
1954.
they won in the.
It was 54.
Yeah.
92 was their last one.
Yeah,
90. So the Blue Jays won 2 World Series, 91, 92.
Yes.
And
In 92,
54.
in the 92 Blue Jays lineup is maybe the most underrated lineup. And like, we know about the Indians lineups. We know about those Yankees lineups. The 92 Blue Jays
Olerud.
had Olerud. They acquired Ricky Henderson. They acquired Paul Molitor at the beginning of that
Yup,
year, who's another Hall of Famer.
yup.
Olerud wasn't a Hall of Famer, but
He was a
he's
very good,
great,
very good first
like,
baseman.
yeah, and he would
Very
hit like
good.
350,
Yeah.
360.
Right.
They had, I'm forgetting a couple other guys on that team. They had like 5 or 6. Oh, they had Joe Carter.
Yeah, Joe Carter.
Not a Hall of Famer, but like a
power hitter, yep.
absolute stud. They had a crazy good lineup. Those
54
Blue Jays.
G.
Yeah, we don't be winning. Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah.
What about the Browns championship?
62? Was the Jim Brown championship 64? Sorry, 64.
And
That's
that
a bad
wasn't
job
and
of
that
me.
wasn't
We should have known.
yeah,
that.
we should have. And we should have. It wasn't even known as a Super Bowl back then.
No, it's just a championship.
No.
So
Well, there's like 6 teams. I mean, you know.
By the way.
This is
Hey, I had to tell you, Ross, you was out of pocket.
Yeah.
Not for the Dylan Gabriel stuff. You was out of pocket. You tried to tell us that there was worse. Like no fan base has gotten it worse than anybody in Cleveland at all times ever.
No.
Jets, anybody.
No, Jets is bad, but
they went to the first Super Bowl.
It's worse than most.
It's worse.
But it's not worse than the Browns.
It's not. Nobody is worse
Jets
than the Browns.
debated the AFC championship
Right,
multiple
with
times.
with Mark Sanchez.
You're right.
Yeah, twice, back-to-back years, because I was working in New York at the time, and they lost to the Patriots both times, I think, in the AFC Championship game. But plus, if you're a Jets fan, you're either a Mets fan, which the Mets have been pretty bad too, but
They've
you've seen
won.
a championship in '86, or you're a Yankees fan and you've won a bunch of championships. Now, yeah, if you're a Mets, Jets, Knicks fan, you deserve a level of sympathy. There's not been a lot of winning in those teams, but it's not Cleveland
It's
level.
not even. It's not actually. It's not even comparable at all.
Now you've had more recent wins. If you're a Mets, Jets, Knicks fan, your last championship will be 40 years next year.
And think about
That's a long time.
If you Mets, Jets, Knicks,
which a lot of people are. Most of my friends growing up were Mets, Jets, Knicks.
So if you
I thought New York was a Giants town.
Well, it depends where you grew up. In Brooklyn, it's a lot of Mets and Jets where I grew up. Giants is more like Manhattan, the Bronx, New Jersey.
Queens is Mets.
But Brooklyn, Queens, and Manhattan and Long Island are usually more Mets, Jets.
And you look at
everybody roots for the Knicks.
And if you take a look at it, like you can't say like I could go back and pick years where it's littered where these guys at least won their conference, won their division.
Right, sure.
These dudes have not won. They have not been to an AFC championship since '99.
Who?
89.
What are you talking about?
The Browns.
Oh yeah,
They haven't even sniffed.
It's almost 40 years. Yeah.
That's just you only got to be better than 3 teams.
The only argument from other fan bases would be you got a Cavs championship less than a decade ago.
But then the best player in the world left twice.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't even say that.
There's no more tortured fan base. You've got one championship. I, as a fan, have one championship in my lifetime, only one.
And it happened to be against us.
Yeah,
There's the Red Sox.
So did you come to the radio station like giddy?
No, he was
not at all.
Okay,
but in his heart.
I couldn't. Nobody wants to hear feel bad for me. I'm not expecting anybody to.
I do not feel bad for you.
But I didn't. It was not like if they had beaten anybody else. I'm sure if the Cubs had played anybody else in that World Series, I'm sure the fans would have been happy for me.
They hated you.
But they hated me.
They hated
and Dustin made it worse. Dustin really made it worse.
and look, here's what y'all got to understand. Like when they came into town, there's this very big anti out of towner movement.
Yeah.
So Aaron Goldhammer was here. He was from Denver. He was a Broncos guy.
Yeah.
Bull pulled up in town. Bull was from New York. So those are the 2 biggest radio stations. So there's this thing where it's like, oh, nah, bro, you can't, you guys are not from here. The same way they do with players, they do that. They was doing that back. It ain't as big of a thing now.
Not as much.
It don't really matter now.
I've been here long enough.
Yeah.
They do it to Aaron more than they do it to me.
Yeah.
We got one last topic we got to get to today, guys. It's brought to us by Prize Picks. Every day we make decisions, but on Prize Picks, being right can actually get you paid. Don't miss the excitement of this football season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is a simple, fun way to add excitement to your football Sundays. You just pick more or less on player projections, and you're in the game. Download the Prize Picks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNFL for $50 in lineups after you play your first 5. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
By the way, you know how we can tell that Jay is old?
Why?
You got litter of the pick here.
There's a lot of reasons you can tell. But so a lot of times we, in our chat group, one of us will send something from Twitter or something from Instagram or whatever, like a news story.
Jay sends to Facebook.
Well, no, Jay's wasn't Facebook, but it was like MSN.com or
listen.
some news outlet.
Like
Tyvis ain't sending a thing from MSN.com.
The Forbes,
right.
New York Times, and it's not
athletic. About the Guardians being interested in this hitter from Japan. So, okay,
I see.
It's interesting, but
I'm always asking about hitters from Japan because I need to get 1 or 2 of them.
Next week we got a topic where there's 2 Japanese hitters that are at least.
You're doing that while I'm away?
Listen, we got to fill. It's another bye week.
Yeah.
But we do have an NFL topic we got to get to real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yesterday, it was brought to my attention that the NFL, through Quinnipiac
Brought to your attention by me, by the way.
You don't get credit. It's true, but I'm not going to give you credit.
All right.
The NFL, through Quinnipiac, did a poll of fans about the future of the league, things they liked, they didn't like. And they did not specify the exact number of people interviewed. Usually it's 1,000 for these. So I'm going to guess it's 1,000, but they give
Quinnipiac is a big polling service. They do a lot of political polls and stuff like that.
And these are some of the results. 60% of the fans surveyed were in favor of adding an 18th game to the schedule. 40% said they thought the NFL was doing the right amount to prevent serious injuries. 30% said they're doing too little to prevent serious injuries. 20% said, I don't care about injuries. And then they also asked about Bad Bunny. They got a 50-50 approval.
So
they also mentioned in the poll.
We're not going to worry about the snowflakes that don't like Bad Bunny.
We're not talking Bad Bunny. We're talking about an 18th game here, guys. Tyvis and G, you played, and Ty, I want to start with you as you played at the highest level in the league. Would it be smart for the NFL to add an 18th game? Is it worth it?
They're going to do it. I mean, they're going to add an 18th game, and they're going to make it an international game where they're going to make everybody play a game overseas. That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, I like what you just said.
That's probably
like
going to
There might
happen.
be 2 international games.
So
And then what they're going to do, how they're going to make up for it is they're going to take away a preseason game. So therefore, they're like, well, you're going to play 3 games. You're going to play 3 preseason games and 17 games. So that's a total of 20. Well, we're going to give you 2 preseason games and 18 games. So that's a total of 20 anyways. That's just what they do.
I like that. I think my dream would be if I was a commissioner, I want a franchise in Germany.
As long as they give them another bye week, we good.
I want a franchise in Paris. I want a franchise in England, and I want one in Barcelona. So that's going to be my European division. I got 4 of those teams strategically placed in the European continent. They've already had some relationships in NFL Europe, kind of foster those relationships, and I think the fan base is ready for them. So then we take this and you look at their schedule. If you had 18 games, any team traveling over there could have a bye week before. So they go over there and they're going to have a bye week where they're there a week, then play the game, so you don't have to worry about the lag or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. So now I'm like, you get rid of one of the preseason games, you get an opportunity to now expand the game, and you're going to get more piece of the pie in the revenue because there's more money. I love it. If you're going to go to 18 like that, but I need them international teams though.
The players probably don't want it, but ultimately they'll take it because it makes the pot bigger and it makes their paychecks bigger.
In the preseason, you get paid $1,000 a game. Well, it's probably more now, but you're getting paid roughly $1,000 a game, to where in the regular season, if you was on a rookie deal, I was getting like $16,000. So,
and that's for a minimum rookie deal.
Yeah, of course I'm going to take the more money.
Of course. And
as long as like I said, as long as you give them another bye week,
that's the key. They should have already had that.
Yeah, they get 2 bye weeks.
You got to go to 2 bye weeks.
Yep.
And I'll tell you something that you got to factor into the bye weeks, and you may laugh, but you got to factor in fantasy football. You cannot have a bye week during the playoff for fantasy football.
You do.
They will 100% take that into account. I guarantee it. They will. They know how popular fantasy football is.
That's not even something that crossed my mind.
You will have to do it.
You got a problem. You addicted.
No. I'm saying
football.
The league will care about it.
Play you this week.
This week, yeah, I just beat G. Bush.
Man,
I just lost
barely beat him.
I was. Man,
this is you guys should be embarrassed. This is the worst team I've ever had. I've had crazy.
I got
injuries,
people in.
And I'm still in the playoffs.
I got
Tyvis really
injured.
can't bring up fantasy today.
I got
you lost to
guys
Anthony.
injured.
Oh my!
Embarrassing.
I knew it.
Anthony and Evan, who are both winless, both won this week.
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna lose.
I'm back in first.
Where is Joe? Is Joe Mixon and Amari Hampton ever coming back? Trey Benson? Like, I got all these running backs that's like, nah.
Well, why don't you get rid of Joe Mixon?
They all on the IR.
Well, what do you? Oh, okay. Well, Joe Mixon, I don't think is going to play this year. I've heard nothing about him
at all.
Hampton's going to probably come back at some point, but
at all.
Why would you play Joe Mixon?
I'm doing bad. I'm desperate.
Yeah, well,
I got Jerry Jeudy on 2 of my rosters. Don't tell me about desperate.
Cut, man. You should have cut him.
I mean, I ain't nothing on the waiver wires. I'm just.
We got to cut down. I think next year we got to cut down roster spots.
Yeah, you made him too big.
Ain't nothing out there, bro. It's dry.
Every
It's dry
year
work.
It around. It is.
It's celery.
It is tricky.
I'll tell you right now, if your quarterback or running back get hurt in this fantasy league,
it's
tough.
It's over.
Well, I've had Jaden Daniels as my best quarterback. He's been hurt half the year.
Lamar Jackson ain't played for weeks.
Yeah, that's true. But so they're going to 18 games. You need the second bye, and you need to have the Super Bowl President's Day weekend.
Yeah, I would be in favor of that.
I would too.
A lot of people, not everybody. Obviously, not everybody is off on that Monday, but enough people are that it'd be like a 3.
Do you? In our lifetime, do you believe that there will be a European team? Or
Yes.
is it in our lifetime?
I think so. I think they're going to expand. Right now you have 32 teams. I could see them expanding to 40. First of all, you know how much money the current owners will get for the fees for the new teams?
It's in the NBA. It's a $600 million.
So in the NFL, it's got to be way more than that.
It got to be a bill.
So can you imagine and that money over there? You're the only NFL team in a whole country.
This is nasty.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You know what that revenue in TV? They could do TV contracts in a different continent.
You could easily add 4 teams in Europe and then another 4 teams in America, without a doubt. You could put a team in.
That's too many teams.
No, it ain't.
Tyvis, they only care about making every last
30.
dollar.
You said
The NFLPA is not going to be against it. You know how many more jobs that is? By the way, if they go to 40 teams, how bad is the quarterback play going to be? How bad is the offensive line play?
That actually might be the exact reason you don't expand.
The offensive line
They don't care. They just want to make more money.
I understand it's a money play. I'm saying from a realistic
it's terrible.
standpoint.
They should not expand.
There's not enough offensive linemen already. Like, the NFL has such a shortage of linemen. I don't know if you watch any UFL, but like offensive line play in the UFL was so bad. So bad. Guys, we got a ton of super chats, so let's get the super chats here to wrap up today's show. We promised 15 minutes for super chats. We're going to give the people 15 minutes for super chats. Joey BOD says, Jared Allen's got to go.
That was swift.
We said that last year after the season. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that he's still around.
Yeah.
Brody's bottom line says October basketball means nothing.
Don't say that.
Derek Waldmiller says the best anniversary Ty can give is a wedding.
Man, get out of here, man. Get out of here. Y'all make me sick.
He's not a happy camper, Tyvis.
It's meaningless. It's like the NBA regular season. The wedding
How about
is meaningless.
how about a honeymoon?
I can get behind that.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
know what? That's what I should say. You want a honeymoon or you want a wedding?
I'm sure she'd rather have a honeymoon.
She said, "Hey, she probably sitting there saying,
She
without
said,
the
"Give me
wedding,
both."
without the wedding, the honeymoon ain't gonna be fun for you. Trust me."
Next up, I want to spend a second on this one.
Yeah.
Brody's bottom line, who we met at Sweetborg Wilson's, good dude, says it's Game 5. Relax. Only in Cleveland do you guys overreact like this.
Well, Bull said that we got to take it seriously. So,
Brody, I'm being told we're talking about these games, they matter, so I'm going to look at them
Well,
as they matter.
in basketball,
I
here,
think we were overreacting.
basketball is a different context. In basketball, there are certain things that unlike football and baseball, where baseball is fluky, football is week to week. Anybody can beat anybody. If you're in a dogfight the first quarter. And basketball is a little different because you start to see different patterns that emerge over a different period of time. Like, say for instance, the Oklahoma City Thunder play like the Oklahoma City Thunder all the time. Like, that's just how they play. So you know what they're going to do from game to game, week to week, what it is. The problem we have with the Cavs and why it's alarming is because McNuggets has pointed out they are changing a defensive strategy and they are still trying to figure out players and who they are, what roles they fit.
Right.
And so when you're playing, that's cool now, but when you playing teams that like Jokic and you want to win a championship and it's SGA or even the Celtics, like they know how they want to play.
I'm curious to see them play against Philly. Did you see what Tyrese Maxey's averaging 35 a game? I know it's 4 games.
He's been the biggest jump guy in the league this year. The biggest.
So
Embiid's 5th on the team in scoring, and he's averaging almost 17 a game.
Yeah,
he's
they're-
5th.
They haven't missed all season. I also think, real quick, as a collective group, I thought we did a very appropriate job reacting to the game.
Yeah,
last night. I don't think anyone overreacted. I think it's important to look when a team has some flaws and point them out. But no one's overreacting here.
Would Brody rather us just come on and say, who cares?
Was we supposed
Yeah.
to? Was
Don't
we
wanna
supposed?
watch.
It's not like we said the season's over.
No. That's early. We got
I thought we appropriately reacted to
Yeah.
a bad performance last night.
All right.
Shinobi Black Ops says, I missed yesterday's episode. To Bull's question, I'm taking the coach over the players. Players wither away after 4 or 5 years. You need a coach to keep the organization afloat. Longevity is because of coaching, not current players.
That's such a bad take. It was very clear when we brought this up today with Tyvis and Zach that G realizes He blundered.
No.
Yes, you did.
No.
You know it now because you're changing the argument to it's not as big a gap.
It's not. I'm saying it's a debatable contest. It ain't. You act like it was the worst take in the world. I'm like, nah. Like, yeah, you could have that opinion, but it's not like it was crazy.
So the worst takes on this show that come to mind. What's my worst take, Mike?
The Steelers aren't going to go over 500, and they keep going over 500. You puked on air. That's your worst take.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've had that's not terrible. I feel like I need a terrible level one. I think I have had one. I'm not thinking.
I'm not thinking.
Jay's.
Your whole situation on Baker. That should be your.
That's true.
I mean,
Baker. I mean, everybody was down on Baker except for Jay.
Not as much as
But that's not a crazy. Like Jay's thing that Isaiah Bond wasn't open was an all-time crazy. Earl not wanting to trade
DPJ for Aaron Donald.
DPJ for Aaron Donald.
Okay, that's wild.
Donovan Mitchell's the most important calf. Or the best.
He said Donovan was having a better season last year than LeBron ever had.
Right,
it was something ridiculous.
Yeah, that was an all-time.
Mine is. I
think that belongs in the category.
No, Deshaun Watson 4,500.
But that was just
but there was reason to believe that.
So what you're saying is never had bad takes then, because if you take the Deshaun Watson 4,500 out and Zach just told you.
I thought this was your worst take ever.
Zach said, it's not that crazy. I mean, look, man. And by the way, the chat agreed.
The chat's crazy. And by the way, he said the good players only last 3 to 5 years. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You have a good quarterback, good quarterback last 15 years.
But what he's saying is, look at Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin, no matter who his quarterback is, no matter who he got, the Steelers is going to win this amount of games. It don't matter.
But do you just want to win 9 games, though? Like, if you're cool just winning 9, 10 games and losing in the playoffs, then maybe.
Listen, I'm at this point.
They haven't won a playoff game in a decade.
Hey, man.
Browns have won a playoff game more recently than they have.
Hey, if I'm big and I don't take no showers and I'm sloppy, I'm going to take any girl I can get at that point.
Hey,
you know what, G?
Say what you want, and obviously I think Mike Tomlin's a way better coach, but Stefanski has more playoff wins than Mike Tomlin since 2020.
You need to stop doing that, don't you?
Next one, guys. Next super chat. James Mace says Evan Mobley will never have a smooth handle to beat people off the dribble. He should focus more on rebounds and controlling the paint defensively. The handle is something I'm curious to see how that develops, if it can develop any further. Shinobi Black Ops also said I came for Shador but stayed for y'all. Now the Cavs have Lonzo. I might need to take a vacay out here and see what Cleveland's talking about. Hey, come to the land.
What was Lonzo's total yesterday? It wasn't good.
He's been shooting like absolute.
He 20% from Trey.
Yeah,
I seen
20 from the floor.
Doris Burke was going off on the Cavs yesterday.
I seen this.
They deserved it.
I seen this tweet that somebody was talking about, like Lonzo shooting 20%, and nobody saying nothing. But when Isaac Okoro shoot 40%, he gotta go.
Listen, 5 games, 2 small
Isaac Okoro can't pass the ball.
We didn't see where Isaac is.
Isaac Okoro's a stiff ass.
Dang, bro.
Right,
where is he?
Bulls?
He's in Chicago. He was traded for. Lonzo.
They're undefeated. They're playing great.
Yeah, no, they are playing well.
Who are you buying more right now, Philly or Chicago?
Philly.
Easy.
Yeah.
Miss Bell 70 says
Chicago a playoff team?
No.
Not even a
They're playing. They're playing.
Yeah,
playoffs.
Were they playing last year?
7th seed.
Weren't they a 10 seed last year?
They're a playing team every year.
They're perpetually playing team.
Yes.
You don't think they could be the 6? No chance.
No.
I don't think so.
All right.
Miss Bell 70 said, "Why keep a player that's not ready in 6 months?"
Why keep a player?
She's talking about Shador.
It's wild work.
It's crazy.
Oh, they want they screaming for his release.
Yeah.
Or the
Ready,
trade.
Set, Soul Free says, "Can we address the elephant in the room about Kevin and Dylan both having the same agent? This has clearly been the motive."
I don't think that has zero to do with it.
Yeah, I'm not going.
Anthony did some research, by the way. I asked him to do a little research project. There are 4 NFL head coaches, all represented by Jimmy Sexton and CAA. Aaron Glenn, Brian Schottenheimer, Kevin Stefanski, and Nick Sirianni. So it's not like he's the only coach represented by CAA. Anthony also, I just asked him for CAA coaches, gave me all 32 coaches. So shout out to Anthony for a nice little research project during the show. Let's give Anthony a round of applause real quick, because I appreciate that. Thank you, Anthony.
It's just ridiculous.
Great job, Anthony.
They don't care about who his agent is. It's meaningless.
Next up, Dragon the Abandoner says if Shedeur is not ready, maybe them not being able to run their normal offense with Shedeur would actually be a good thing for this offense.
Couldn't be a bad thing. Could be worse.
By the way, look, man, if y'all trying to get somebody said this to me, say, G. Bush, if the Browns are trying to tank, like a lot of people say, well, if Shedeur isn't ready, why aren't they just playing him? Because that gives them the best opportunity to get a number one overall pick, right?
We don't ever, it's true. By the way, we don't ever have to talk about Shedeur during the show because all the super chats are about it, whether we talk about it or not.
We're going to get that. They're going to get that in immediately.
The next one's also about Shedeur. Elena Moore says, a child labeled not ready, but their Little League coach never let practice. No throw, catch, fielding, only bench, yet labeled not ready, Shedeur.
Okay, I don't understand what's happening.
She got her money's worth.
Is that a poem?
Yeah.
Is that a haiku?
Soliloquy.
No, definitely not haiku.
Basically, I think the moral of the story is he goes to practice, gets no reps, but they say he's not ready, and they never even seen him go. Like, I think that's...
Yeah, that makes sense, too.
The Akron Hot Saucer
in fairness,
says,
Tyvis, you could tell if a player's not ready, even if he's not getting first-team reps, correct? Or no?
Yeah, well, first-team reps, yes.
Akron Hot Saucer says, how good is this show that we literally pay money hoping you read our comments, McNuggets? We're getting them all in today.
We're cooking today.
Cleve Dog LB says, good as Miles is and hate to lose him, his play isn't leading to wins. Can discussions to swap him for max capital and a strong O-line or a draft pick?
Can't trade him. It's too big a
cap. He's not being traded. It's not being traded.
There's an article out there that says that the real value of losing him is like $200 million because you can go above the cap to keep and retain your players.
He's not being traded. You could just put any of those to bed.
Yes, it's not happening.
If they were
by the way,
it was this past.
By the way, he's saying it doesn't lead to wins. Well, it doesn't lead to a lot of wins, but the Browns are at least 1-7, if not 0-8, if they don't have Miles Garrett.
Let me just keep
they might have still won the Dolphins game, maybe.
If the Browns do not have Miles Garrett, you're going to find out very quickly about Isaiah McGuire and Alex Wright and your boy Mason Graham.
Yeah, those are nice players.
They're going to get mollywopped.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They're nice players.
They are going.
They're not special.
They are doing them every which way they want to.
I don't think people realize how bad this defense at best is mediocre without Miles Garrett, and probably not even that good, right?
Probably not.
Are they mediocre? Or are they mid without Miles Garrett?
Yeah, very mid.
Mid.
But are they even mid or are they worse than that?
I'd say very mid.
I'd say mid.
Yeah, mid. All right, we got two from Neil Gray here, guys. Neil Gray says, what if Evan Mobley played point guard and ran the high pick and roll with Jared Allen? That would open up the backcourt, get Allen more lob threats and allow for three-pointers so Donovan and others can do slash and backcourt cuts. And Neil Gray also says we are mathematically still in the hunt for a playoff, but we need a spark, sense of urgency, and strong motivation. But Dylan at quarterback, 8-inch, Shedeur will not play worse than DG no matter what local media says.
Neil Gray is high. We need to hear from Ben Blue.
The first one, McNuggets, I don't think, McNuggets said it earlier, Evan Mobley's handle is not good enough to be deciding where he needs to go with a pick and roll. Like, he's good for 3 to 4 dribbles, and that's cool. Other than that, like that's
a terrible take.
You can't do
Stop
that.
giving me the Browns. The Browns are not winning the division. They're not winning many more games. Let's just stop it.
Dawson Lowe says, caught myself watching Deshaun Watson highlights last night. Linger playing in the Cranberries in the background.
Hey,
Browns.
Linger.
Appreciate you, Dawson.
What a song that is. That's so crazy.
Let it linger.
We got 3 more. We're going to get through all the super chats today.
I love it. Love it.
3 more.
Yeah.
R-Mac Dog says, I really love Bernie. I saw all of his NFL games, and he made Cleveland fans so proud for making the Browns a respectful franchise and for consistently beating the crap out of the Pittsburgh Squealers.
He was the only quarterback in forever.
He probably never thought that he would be the last quarterback that he probably was like, this is wild. Like,
it is.
To win the division.
Sometimes you got to appreciate it in the moment because you never know when it's going to come
crazy.
Back.
Yeah, it don't make no sense, man.
All right, Sly says the Browns have won a championship more recently than the Indians and Guardians. He also says, imagine the guards had Junior, Naylor, and Shane Bieber on this roster.
So what is? Who cares if the Browns are?
So okay. Let me amp it up. If the Guardians had Bieber, Ortiz, Naylor, Jimenez,
Ohtani, Sasaki, Judge, Bryce Harper.
So if they had all of them back, they go to the World Series.
Maybe, but they couldn't have Ortiz and
Stop ruining on G.
Jimenez.
Bush. Yes, they're going to the World Series.
they
with that
could.
team.
They could, yeah.
See, all right, we good.
Yes.
We pushed it over the top. Yeah,
All right, last super chat. We got through them all. For people who say we don't read your super chats, we got to every single one
All of
today.
them.
El Nino says, boycott the Browns.
Hey, that's a finale.
Boycott the Browns. I agree.
Hey,
All
hey,
fans should boycott. You shouldn't spend any money on this team.
hey, by the way, it's gonna be nasty work. Y'all say what you want to. Hey, after that Jets game, them chants for Shador gonna be raining from them stadiums. Y'all better
if it
keep him
go
on the
bad,
road.
they definitely.
They're gonna be chanting.
It's 5 home games.
It's
left?
5 home games left.
5 home games left.
Yeah,
Do not. It's backloaded.
It's either that or fire Stefanski.
Like
One of the
these
two.
folks is gonna pull up. You don't want the hecklers pulling up at your comedy
What's
show.
a good Shador chant? His name is not like a good chanting name.
Yeah.
Like
Shador.
this will
Shador.
work if we're a good
Shador.
chant. Fire Kevin. Fire Kevin.
See, we need the-
There's not a good one like that for Shador.
White people always come up with the best chance because if you plant,
I don't know that's that
it
good.
is
G.
like
That's
say
pretty
for
good.
instance, like you guys get together, like
Honestly.
you go to the gym, like you
Yeah.
be playing an away team, you play in a Catholic school,
Yeah.
you be the hood teams, and they come in. And they like have police reports ready.
You know what's gonna
like
happen?
in unison. I'm like, you guys are diabolical. How did you
know
get my
what's
police
gonna happen?
report?
You know how black people throw the fist up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole crowd gonna have the wrist up.
All right, there you
They
go.
gonna point
Get
to the crowd.
There you go. Here's the
Everybody
chant.
go up
Here's the
there
chant. Get your wrist up.
Yeah, there it is. Get your wrist up.
That's actually nice.
There you go.
And listen, if you get more than 5 white people saying it, they're going to catch them all on camera. And then it's going to be like, everybody wants it now. That's the
Everybody
way it
gonna
works.
Everybody gonna bring their watches to the game.
The watch, everybody got to watch immediately. Like, yo, wearing one.
I
Jerseys.
will see you in 3 minutes on Overtime.
We'll be talking about whether it's okay to send back food at a restaurant. I got to talk
I
about
love that. Love that.